you guys took your only lead to find Ronda at the rendezvous point. Following that, Tulu was able to scout ahead and found a bunch of different random garbage just left in the jungle. Found a candle also makes him feel weird feelings, and he couldn't quite describe those. Eventually, he found a temple and then made his way back to you guys. Said, "Hey, let's go this way," and explained everything else that he found. You guys take that path, which eventually leads you to a river. Starting to cross the river, a massive serpent comes out, calls you all thieves and liars and tricksters, and immediately starts to attack you all, along with a swarm of monkey birds, which weren't related to the serpent, apparently, says the serpent. I don't know how trustworthy serpents are, but that's what he says anyway. You guys fought them for a little bit. Fager and Klurok, you were actually able to lasso the creature and tangle him to the ground. I guess you could call it the ground. It's like an algae bridge. You guys are able to get him down there. And then Fagrin agreed to his terms and said that they would take the trials, whatever those may be. And then you kind of made your way back to the Templars outpost on the other side of this long rut road, where you were able to meet them. Their names were Del, Kang, Atlan, and Sorrow. These 4 Templars don't really believe in the preachings of the Church of Dothmir, but they get paid to stay out here and guard this tower and guide people who wish to find him. So they do so. After meeting you all agree to take the first trial, which is the trial of truth. And after a long spiel where each of you either purposely or accidentally reveal the ways that you have betrayed Fagrin. After doing so, you are each assigned your Taro symbol, which is something that you are able to recognize as important somehow. Fagrin was able to keep his that he remembered as a star, which is ironically also what the snake called him by. He called him the child of the star. So now you all are kind of standing around the watchtower, eagerly awaiting your second trial by these Templars. Kang, the blue-skinned one with dark black eyes, the one who's been helping you guys through the first trial, looks outward at his associates and says, Sorrow, you should probably come with us. Atlan, Dale, you know the routine. Atlan kind of stands up and nods at attention and continues back towards the watchtower. Dale nonchalantly follows him. He looks to Kane looks to you all and he says, "Yeah, we leave some of them behind so that they could guide more followers if they're going to come along. But yeah, we just go down this way," and he begins to guide you all down this stony path that leads into the jungle. At certain times, the path is hard to follow as you are tripping over vines and stuff that kind of rip up the stones and make them hard to find. But these Templars know them like the back of their hands, and they continue to guide you all down through the jungle. That is where we're starting tonight, as you all are kind of following your way down. Is there anything you guys have to do before we go ahead and get playing? Okay. As you guys are kind of marching along, I'd like Kluroki to give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception. 9.
With a 9, you slightly hear the speaking of Draconic. Like you can hear somebody speaking Draconic, but it's so faint you can barely hear it. Tulu, you hear the sound of someone speaking Draconic, and you can understand it because of your wand. But you hear it coming from so close, you don't know if it's even inside your own head or incredibly close to you. But you hear this faint, soft, feminine voice in your ear, and she says, "Who was the pretty lady you got the wand from?"
Hey, guys, did you hear that? Did you hear some lady talking?
I heard something.
Enough
a
of your
voice.
tricks, Tulu. Let's keep going.
I'm not tricking you, but that's okay. We'll keep going if you want to.
I don't think he's tricking us, because I would recognize it as like a voice, right? Or am I not sure?
Yeah,
what
you would hear it, but you don't know what they said.
All right, I heard something too, but I'm
Are,
not really sure what it was.
are you still there? Are you listening to us? Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, I'm listening, and
Where are you?
I'm also smelling you. You do smell awfully like goblin.
I look down at my feet. Is it, where are you at?
I'm nearby. Um,
Who are you?
answer my question first, silly. And you feel this like prick on your ear, like this the slightest tingle on your ear.
What was your question again?
Who's the pretty lady that you took the wand from?
Oh, the pretty lady. Her name was. Well, are you going to get mad at me? Are you friends with her?
I don't know. You never told me her name.
Her name's Guara?
Oh, nope. I don't know any Guara.
Good. Okay.
I thought maybe
Okay.
the pretty lady was the pretty lady that I know, but apparently she's not.
Who's the pretty lady you know?
Well, I just know her as Lady.
How many pretty ladies are there?
You're talking to Tulu.
Yeah, I'm listening. Because I can't hear. I am hearing one side of this conversation. Remember?
That's right. Y'all are just hearing me talk. Y'all think I'm crazy right now. Hey, I'm talking to this. I'm talking. Who am I talking to? Show yourself.
I don't want to.
Are you a friend?
I think so.
Can we help you in any way? Have you taken the trials?
I don't think I have to.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, boss man over here says we need to keep going, so maybe we'll talk to you later.
That's fine. But just so you know, I once knew a wizard that had a wand that looked exactly like that one. He was silly, and he really liked wine.
Who was it?
I don't remember his name. He had lots of names. I think he had like 5 names, but he had like 80 bottles by the time I met him. So who knows?
80 bottles. Where did you meet him at?
We were on a boat.
A wizard on a boat? Was he tall, big, small? Was he mean? Was he happy?
Oh, there was a lot of things about him. Let's keep going. Don't trip on that, she says.
Okay.
You like almost trip over. As you guys are walking, there's also a separate conversation as Fagrin tries to tune out Tulu's mischief. He's also approached by Sorrow. Sorrow, as a reminder, she's a tiefling with almost like a lavender skin, and she's wearing the same Templar armor. And she has a long bow strapped around her shoulder. And she approaches Fagrin, and she says, "You're far away from home there, Fair Harbor." And
How would
for,
you?
like, a reminder, you didn't tell her your last name.
And how would you know where my home be?
I've seen quite a few of you in my time. Yeah, you're all more the same than you think. It's all in your eyes.
Aye. And just what would I be?
Fair Harbor. A sailor by heart. You wear it well, I'll tell you that.
There be an endless tide of those that take the name Fair Harbor. Counterfeits that sail about under that name and banner. I have no doubt you have heard of a few.
I've heard of a few, and I've met some good ones. Met some bad ones. And she continues walking. As you guys kind of walk and continue, like the sounds of the jungle start to ramp up as it's getting later in the evening. You can hear just random calls of different birds. Some of them sound similar to the monkey birds you guys had an encounter with earlier. Other ones sound like large parrots, toucans, and things of that nature. You can also hear rustling of large creatures crumbling through shrubberies and bushes nearby. But as you guys kind of march the beaten path, nothing really crosses in front of you. It's getting pretty late and the sun starts to set, but still the humidity and the heat of the jungle is still pretty intense even as the sun starts to go down. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, what's the two people's name that we're traveling with?
It is a blue-skinned man named Cain, Cain, and a tiefling lady named Sorrow, spelled like the emotion.
I ask Sorrow, how many people have gone by that name have come through here? How long have you done this job?
She chuckles under her breath, and she says, four that I know of, and about 30 years or so. And like you can tell by the look of her, she looks like maybe mid-20s. Like she does not look that old.
Aye, counterfeits that take that name.
I mean, if you consider Wynn a counterfeit, then that's fine.
Wynn Fair Harbor.
Oh, did you ever meet her? Were you close?
Everyone has heard of Wynn Fair Harbor.
Well, yeah, she is pretty famous, but
she hasn't been alive in decades.
Maybe not where you're from, but where I'm from, it changes from time to time. And then you hear Cain. Cain's like, "Stop it! We don't need any more ghost stories."
Aye, a ghost. The ghost of Wynn Fair Harbor. Plenty of people have said that as well.
Cain kind of stops walking, turns around, and looks you dead in the eye, Vagrant. He says, "Don't mock her, all right? I know I don't believe any of this stuff, but it's part of my job not to judge those who do. And believe it or not, there are strange things that happen on this island. And
that we have seen.
Quite terrifying things, to be honest.
Aye.
As we continue, I think it's wise to stay on guard. Whether you believe it or not, stuff out here is trying to kill you." And he turns around and continues to walk.
I tug on Floki's cloak, whatever he's wearing. I'm like, "Hey, Floki, things are going. I think something's happening here. It's kind of weird. What do you think? I don't know. I'm getting nervous. There's people talking to us out of the blue that we don't even know, and they know things about us that nobody should know."
Yeah, the snake was a bit of a clue in that this is a weird place. Hey, I'm thinking out loud here, just like to our fellow companions. Have you guys heard of the Deep Law before?
Cain looks at you, and he's like, "Deep law?"
Is there a shallow law?
They both kind of chuckle. They both kind of stop walking and look at you, like, you mean like, what do you mean deep law? Yeah, was shallow law, or like, deep as in like, there's a richer meaning here? I don't know what you mean by that.
I don't know what I mean either. I just thought I'd ask. It's a phrase I've heard.
Okay. Well, I mean, people hold laws to different statutes and whatnot. Everyone has their own opinion on what laws mean to them.
Speaking of that, you my good sir, what, if you don't mind my asking, why are you here?
Because they pay me to be here.
That's it. It's just like you became religious instructor and judge warrior person just because the pay was all right?
Precisely. Look, I don't have a lot of talents, and reading from a book and pointing a direction isn't that hard of a job. So, kind of why I took it. And and he like takes his hand and like knocks on his armor. And he's like, it looks pretty good, feels pretty good, gives me confidence. He shrugged.
You do wear it well. Hey, I should ask the dungeon master. Point of order: is Key around?
Yes, in fact, you heard Key talking to Tulu, but you don't know what she said unless you can speak Draconic.
Ah, interesting. I was wondering because I at the end of the last session I had dismissed her and was intending to resummon her, but yeah, I didn't want to interject in that conversation. Anyway, I will telepathically communicate to Key and say, "This sucks. This has been a bad 5 minutes."
It's not that bad. You haven't got bit with mosquitoes. Tulu doesn't know, but he has like 7 on his legs already, and she chuckles too.
I mean, I'm not a fan of insect bites either, but I had a good thing going here for all of like 5 seconds, you know? I got out of the piracy game. It was great. I was having fun, and now Fagrin hates me, and it's just, it's...
I don't think he hates you.
I think he hates me.
I think he's sad, but
Look at that glare.
that is a pretty potent glare. But hey, ladies gave you worse glares than that. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, but they weren't my captains, except when they were, and it wasn't good.
So, never mind.
So
And
you're
I
doing,
end my conversation.
you're doing all this telepathically, right?
Yes,
Or
I
we didn't
can
hear
do
it
that.
yet.
So
Floki is
you never
definitely
told
not
us-
insane.
You never told us about Key, did you?
That's a great question.
I don't
I
think
think
he
it's
did.
been
don't remember.
implied, but not directly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
been
it's
implied, and Kane even saw her. So Kane
Ain't
did say
seen
that.
her. Tulu saw me remake her.
Yeah, but then
But he
also
knows.
he also thinks it's a top secret thing. So he's like,
It is a
can't
top
That's right.
secret thing. He's got the right idea. Yeah.
So, but Fagrin and I might have suspicions, but like I don't know for sure what's exactly going on. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead-
Floki's
go
up to
ahead.
weird magic nonsense.
yeah, that's all I really know, and Fagrin doesn't know either.
Well, I mean, that's all
Uh,
the truth, really.
Kluroki, go ahead and give me an insight check too.
I was just trying to make sure we were all, let's say, all on the same page here. 19.
19. With a 19, you definitely get the inclination that Floki isn't hiding anything like what's the word I'm looking for? Nefarious or malicious. But you also get the inclination that he has a strange ability to like contact ghosts or spirits of sorts. And with 19, you also get this weird feeling that Tulu and him are in cahoots. Like they are like, you get this feeling like the way they look at each other and talk to each other, it's like there are little schoolboys sharing secrets. That's what it feels like.
I don't imagine that would take a 19. I think we're really unsubtle cahootsers.
Probably.
Probably.
Anyway, as you guys continue, what were you gonna say, Tulu?
And for the record, I was going to say this earlier. Right now, Tulu's getting kind of happy because he knows the big the big paladin, the big dragonborn. He was even cracking jokes, so that made Tulu chuckle inside. Talking about the shallow law, deep law. He just started, kind of chuckling. He's like, "I'm rubbing off on him. It's going to be a good day."
We're making progress.
That's it.
All right. So as you guys continue, they lead you about the jungle, and we're gonna start pushing some tokens around because that's what we do on Roll20. So everyone, real quick, everyone can move their tokens. Key should be with Tulu, but she's probably gonna get left behind every time he goes to move because he can't move Tulu. hierarchy. So Kane is the green marked one, and Sorrow is the purple marked one. But they're both just wearing their green armor tokens as far as this is concerned. So as they continue to lead you guys down the stonework path, go ahead and reveal some more of it. Kane starts describing the next trial, and he says, so the first trial, the trial of truth, the cleansing of the heart. Our next trial is the trial of patience, cleansing of the mind. So as he's continuing down the path, he gets circling over some trees and stuff. And eventually, over his shoulder, you can see this large stone ring, which is like partially covered with dirt and moss that kind of peers up out of the ground. You can like almost see it as he kind of leads you all to it. And in the center of this large stone ring, which this ring is like, I'd say it's probably like 2 or 3 inches just above the ground level, which lets you see it there, but it's also covered in stuff, which makes it really hard to recognize. But standing in the center of it is a 7-foot tall hourglass with like these rods of pure gold on it. It's like on this altar, which is like sunken into this ground around here. But it's this massive, massive hourglass. And as you all approach it, he takes out his sword, like unsheathing it, and kind of like stabs it into the ground. And when he does, the whole ring kind of lights up with this faint glow. And he says, "This trial is pretty simple. We're all going to stay in here as long as it takes. Sometimes I've seen this take days. Other times it's only a few hours." But he points at the hourglass. And as he does, you all are kind of like meandering closer to it. He says, the hourglass flows in reverse. And like as he's standing there, you can like see some of the grains in it going from the bottom to the top, just like slowly floating upward. And he says, I've seen it flow rapidly and I've seen it flow slowly. But we just wait here in the ring until it's emptied or full, however you look at it. But we're not allowed to leave the ring. I don't understand why. That's just the rule. But as
What happens if we leave the ring? Do we just fail the trial and die?
I mean, you don't die, but you fail the trial, you won't be able to meet Dothmir or see the candles.
Okay. I take a seat, like, next to this
Okay.
hourglass.
Tulu's sitting there scratching his head. He's thinking. He's like, guys, I might be in trouble on this one because sometimes people tell me I don't have that much patience. I just don't wander it off on my own. Wait, I don't know.
Kane looks at you and he says, if you don't want to take the trials, you don't have to. It's strictly on a volunteered basis. If you'd like to leave, you may, but you won't be able to continue.
But that's okay. We'll be good. We'll be good.
Kleroki, as you're kind of leaning up against it, give me a perception check.
Perception. 4.
4. As you lean up against it, you don't happen to know anything about this or recognize anything about it. But as you lean up against it, it's slightly warm to the touch. And you would know it to be like a naturally warm, not like a living warmth or like not like sunlight warmth. Very different. But with a 4, that's really all you get. As you guys are kind of entering the circle, Kane like looks over his shoulder and looks outward. He says, now just because we're in here and we can't leave doesn't mean other things won't come this way. In fact, I think it's important that we stay on guard and keep watches, because I've and And you hear Sorrow kind of cut him off and say, "Stop being such a baby. It wasn't that bad last time, and we'll make it through it this time." And she like climbs up on top of the thing and pulls out her bow and knocks an arrow, and then like sits cross-legged and like stretches out her neck. And she says, "Go ahead, tuck yourselves in."
Who's taking first? Or she's taking first watch. Okay. Yeah. I guess
It's also like 7:30 in the evening. Like the sun is just barely setting.
Yeah. Is there like anything to make like a small campfire within the circle, or is the circle like completely barren?
Give me a survival check.
12.
You're able to gather a few sticks and branches and stuff. They're not very dry, so it'll be difficult, but you could probably attempt it.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to make a fire.
Okay, go ahead and give me another.
Actually,
survival check.
I forgot. It's hot and muggy and humid, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, but there's no
Yeah,
reason you
so
can't
we're not
make
gonna
a
build a
light
fire.
anymore. Okay.
If you ever want somebody to build a fire, Kluroki, I'm a druid, so I can help you sometimes with that kind of stuff.
I'm going to keep like the gathered sticks and woods, in case we need like a fire for some other reason. But I've built like a little fire pit. I just haven't lit it yet.
Okay.
Basically, what I've done.
And this is Earth that's kind of surrounding us, right?
Yeah, it's you basically are up on a stone platform that sits just a couple inches above the ground. So like just a couple inches above the ground. Basically, like it's like a concrete slab. There's like
Oh, so it's uncomfortable to lay on.
yes, but there is like a couple inches of like soil and moss that kind of migrated on top of it.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like some overgrowth and stuff that's just kind of like come up here and died up here. So it's not fully revealed, but you can tell it's very uncomfortable.
In that case, I'll pick out a good, the best looking spot of moss and do me a lie down.
I think that would probably be over here.
And I'm going to pay attention to the hourglass.
Okay.
I want to see if anything that we do throughout this course makes it go faster or slower. Any particular actions that we take.
Okay. You can give me an Arcana or Investigation check.
Okay. 16.
Which one did you roll for?
I got the same. Let's just say,
Arcana. As you're staring at it, the longer you stare at it, it seems the faster it goes. But it's almost like a hypnotizing thing. Like the longer you look at it, it almost is as if time speeds up the longer you look at it. And you get this weird sensation, like as you stare at it, out of your peripherals, you can see people like moving faster, and like slightly, like you can see. I think you're a druid, so you'll be able to even like tell that the vegetation nearby is growing faster, the longer you stare at it. But other than that, it's really difficult to tell because it is just like sand going upwards, so it's difficult to tell like how much of it is moving at a rapid speed or versus not. It just looks like as if it's falling upwards.
Since we got Tulu to literally watch grass grow, do we win the trial of patience?
No, it's going to continue a little bit longer. As you all are sitting here waiting, what's Vagrant doing?
Figuring like goes way off in the corner, and then takes the rope and make a pillow out of it, and I take Timothy's magnificent. Let me get the full description. Timothy's magnificent pirate coat, and I take it off and use it as a blanket and try to get sleep early. As you know, yeah.
All right. Cool. So you're gonna go ahead and do that. So Kane and Sorrow are gonna take the first watch. Roll perception checks for them. All right. Good thing Sorrow's there because Kane was. I guess he fell asleep. So their watch comes to an end, and Sorrow like takes the blunt end of her bow and like knocks him on the helmet. And he's standing there prostrate, like holding his the hilt of his blade, which is like stabbed to the ground. And she like knocks him on the helmet. And, like he's like, oh, like wakes up. He's been staying there asleep. They kind of look around at you guys. All right, who's next?
I'll take next watch.
Alrighty. Kane comes over and sits next to Fagrin, who's probably fast asleep. And Sorrow comes over and crouches down against the hourglass near Floki. And she says, so what's your deal anyway?
She's talking to me.
Yeah. And if you with her foot.
Ow. My deal, I signed a contract that I didn't read. It's not a mistake I'll make again.
Oh, hey, I mean, everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah, it happens. What about you? You seem kind of, interesting. And Floki his eyes are closed the whole time. He's talking with his eyes closed, just like chillaxing.
Yeah. She's like, oh, I guess same as Kane, but I don't know. I think maybe doing it so long, I don't know, you can call it nostalgia or call it appreciation, but people seeking good for the sake of good, there's something special about that.
That's it. Just 30 years of your life spent leading people on pilgrimages for the coin.
Well, technically it's been 57 on Lucherna, but 30 years, 30 years doing this. It's not bad. And yeah, like I said, I don't know, it's growing on me. It's call me soft, but it's heartwarming. But yeah, oh, sorry.
Do you have any interesting stories? You seem so warrior-y. I feel like
boy, do I. I don't know if you've been that far yet, but the river's got this thing. We call him Radoka. He's a big fella, and he's very much by the book.
that the snake.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's a snake. I've seen him take lots of forms. A snake is normal for him this time of year, but yeah, he's the guy with the hook eye. Yeah, he's
Radova, you said?
Radoka. Yeah, that's what we call him. Yeah, I saw him eat some people once, so that's a war story for you.
He kind of tried to eat us and called us thieves and liars, which was offensive and rude, but factually accurate. And yeah, he told us to come here and take the trials after we defeated him in honorable combat.
Oh. Well, if you defeated him, you said?
Well, I was around. It was really the two bigger guys who did the defeating.
Oh, you mean Fair Harbor and Blue Guy?
Yeah, those ones.
Oh.
There were flying monkeys that I was kind of getting eaten by while they were doing that.
She like.
But everyone's got a job.
She starts laughing. She's like, "Yeah, those snot rags can really be that way sometimes." Listen, if you take some snail guts, like snails, right? You get their paste. You can actually rub it on your skin. Those monkeys leave it alone.
I'll take the monkeys. Thank you.
All right, well, to each their own. But yeah, man, and she like looks over at Fagrin. She's like, maybe he is closer to wind than I thought. All right, well, enjoy your nap. And she kind of like rolls over and tries to get some shut eye on Pluriki's watch. Pluriki, go ahead and give me a perception check.
That will be 19.
19. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay.
You see Floki get eaten.
No, you don't see Floki get eaten. What you hear is the sound of heavy footprints. Like heavy feet fall all around you. You can actually hear it from every direction. And you hear it coming from outside the ring, obviously.
Does it sound like it's coming closer?
With a 19, you can definitely tell they're getting closer.
I shake Sorrow awake and point out the footsteps, and she might know what they are more than what I know.
All right. She's gonna sit up and she's gonna take a perception check. She like listens, and she's like, I can't. Other than that Fair Harbor snoring, I don't hear much. It might
There's
just be-
something big is wandering around outside the circle and is coming closer.
She's gonna
How close
listen.
do these footsteps sound?
She's gonna listen again, and she does hear. And with a 19, you would have been able to hear. There may be 100 feet out, but you can also tell that you're pretty well surrounded. She stands up, and gets her bow back out, and she's like, "Not already." And she looks at the hourglass, and it's like maybe halfway full. The rest of you can definitely, or I guess it's up to Cloaky. Cloaky, do you wake anyone else up who's just kind of nonchalantly moseying around?
Well, how serious? This sounded pretty serious from what her reaction was, correct?
Yeah.
All right, I go ahead and I shake everybody else awake, starting with Tulu and then Floki and then Vagrant and Kane.
All right. At this
What's
point,
up?
you guys have
What we
probably
doing?
been out here for like 2, maybe 3 hours, and the sun is completely set. Nightfall's completely taken over. But yeah, Clearoki wakes you all up. You all can see the hourglass is about halfway full, and Sorrow says, "Yeah, we have company, King." And he unsheaths his sword and kind of stands up next to the hourglass and puts his back up to the hourglass. He says, "What? Well," he's like rubs his eyes, half asleep. And he's like, "What is it? What do we got?" She's like, "I don't know.
Big footsteps.
I don't know. Go ahead, listen." He's gonna go ahead and take a perception check. Everyone else who hasn't already, go ahead and take a perception check. Kane rolls a natural 1, of course he does.
He's still asleep.
Yeah,
He hasn't woken up quite yet.
he's awful at his job. He's talking about not being good at much else.
Does a 24 get me?
Oh boy.
Perception,
Mm-hmm.
23. Natural 20.
All right. Both of you. Oh my goodness. Hang on a second.
Always, always, always take proficiency in perception. That's been my
Pretty much every
a
time.
new rule of thumb. Like half of all skill checks are perception.
Tulu has this strange, you get this strange feeling because you've seen it so much in nature of a predator closing in on their prey. And you can feel this ominous presence of creatures, multiple creatures closing in on you as if you were the prey. So you
I
can
call
hear
for Vagrant to get closer to the group. as
I
well.
I hear him and I see them draw their weapons. I draw my my pistol and my rapier and I put my back to the rest of them.
Good.
Tulu and Floki, you can hear their large, lion-like feet fall heavily, revealing that they number 7. Then you suddenly see their beady black eyes sunken deeply with their large fox-like snouts sitting just between them. They stand hunched over with their large shoulders, muscular backs coated in furs of browns and tans which make it nearly impossible for them to stand upright. You can hear as they draw nearer the hiss of metals scraping against metals. As they twirl blades about, their long prehensile tails flutter behind them like dancing serpents. As they close near on their prey, they are thrilled. Foamy saliva drips from their snarling fangs, and one of them careens to the left, grinding 2 daggers together. Another replies with a clash of broadswords, as if they can communicate via their blades. Finally, the most reposed amongst them releases a thunderous howl as they rake their swords together. In a shower of sparks, they all pounce at once. As you can see, 7 of them surrounding you guys, these large lion-like creatures. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These things come out of the shadows.
I don't suppose that I had time before combat initiates to cast Summon Fae.
Go ahead and give me a dexterity check. Dexterity check. If you can get above a 17, I'll say you have it.
No.
Okay, you don't. We will go ahead and roll for initiative, though. And then
Dirty 20.
All right, hold on your rolls. We'll go ahead with Floki first.
15.
15. All right, Kleroki.
Dirty 20.
Okay, 20. Tulu.
15.
15. All right, they are going. My knights are going to get a 15 as well. So they'll go after you. Did I do that? Nope, I didn't. 15. There we go. Key.
21.
21. All right, that's pretty good. Pretty good roll. The hunters. They got 11. Those things aren't here. Those things aren't here. Those things aren't here. Vagrant.
9.
9. All right, and do it in descending order. There we go. All right. Key is the first to act. Top of the round.
All right, she does a whole lot of not much.
All right. Is she invisible?
Yes.
Okay. So she's going to sit tight on Tulu's shoulder. That is her turn. Kleroki.
We are going to. I'm gonna. Nope. We're gonna. Let's see. I'm gonna cast Bless, and I like to bless 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Can I move as I do that? So like I move up here, bless these 2, and then move over here and bless Vagrant.
So bless is a touch spell. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'll allow that. I'll allow you
Okay.
to use some of your movement to do that. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what we do.
You cast bless on who? Tulu, Vagrant, and Kang.
Floki.
Oh, okay. On
Floki.
all your friends. That makes sense.
On my on the crew, yeah, basically.
Yep. Bless is plus AC. Or plus bonus to the roll. Plus
You roll.
When target makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, target can roll a d4 and add the
Okay.
number rolled
All
to
right.
the
Cool.
attack or saving throw.
It's guidance supreme. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Next is Tulu.
Tulu's debating here because this is a trial of patience. He almost wants to wait and wait for them to come to him and see what happens. But he's going to
We
go
also
ahead
can't
and
leave the circle.
he's going to cast plant growth. Okay.
Okay.
It's basically got a 100-foot radius from whatever point I choose that the vegetation that the grounds basically spurts up in. It makes it harder to travel. For every 4 foot of movement, they must be in 4 feet of movement for every 1 foot they move.
Wow. All right. So yeah, you cast the spell, and like the vines and roots on the ground just like start to grow up and almost make like a fence around the ring. Cool. The whole area is affected. Floki.
All right, boy, let's get complicated. I'm going to cast Summon Fae.
Alrighty. Hang on one moment. You cast Summon Fae. Which emotion are you invoking?
I am fuming.
You mean? All right, hang on a second. I'm gonna grab a nonchalant token.
This is the first time I've ever seen this spell used. This is cool.
This is
Which
the first
one?
time I've ever used the spell.
All right, hang on a second. Move my Discord out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Boom. Where did you want it to? It's within 60 feet, right? Something like that.
Just sort of right on the other side of me from the hourglass.
Is
Okay,
it Conjure
it's over
Fae?
here.
Is that the name of it?
Summon Fae.
Summon Fae.
Summon
All right, and
Fae.
what's the creature's AC and hit points?
Let's see. AC is 13. Hit points is 30.
Okay, I'm just gonna mark that down so I can keep track of that too. So yeah, you cast Summon Fate. Floki, you recognize this creature? It looks like an avatar of your lady. Like it looks like this sylvan woman with these long cloaks of leaf-like garments and stuff, and she has these long. What is it? She has scimitars, right? So she has this other side or something. Anyway, she looks intense. The rest of you, she looks like a nature woman. Fagrin, you get this strange sense like you've already met this person before, but you do not recognize them. But yeah, okay. Action and move or anything?
Well, now I get to keep being more complicated. Bonus
Yeah.
action, key.
Okay.
I want to shoot the guy on the top left.
All right, up here.
Yep.
All right, go ahead and roll for that.
I'm going to do the worst thing ever. I'm going to have to toggle between multiple stat blocks here. All right, let's see. We've got some things here. That's a short bow. It does this number to hit. So if I roll that, I get a very high number, 20.
20 will hit. And that's
All
just
right, it
20.
takes 1 damage,
Yep.
and it does a Constitution saving throw, DC 14, should be, with a secondary DC of 5.
It failed the first one and passed the second.
All right, it is poisoned for 1 minute.
All right.
Have fun with that, buddy.
Poison is a brutal one. All right, so he's poisoned. That is Floki's turn. It is now.
It is
These-
now my new familiar's turn.
All
Because
right.
it takes its turn directly after mine.
All right.
And I'm going to point at the aforementioned poison guy.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not. I'm going to point to his friend next to him
Mm-hmm.
and say, sick him.
All right, and she's got 30 feet of movement.
40 feet of movement, which will
40
do
feet.
it.
All right. So he's gonna, but with the difficult terrain, she's gonna end up being. Well, I'm gonna say the difficult terrain starts on the outside.
Yeah, I can actually with that spell, any area within that spell radius, I can make clear.
Oh wow.
You know, multiple spots, even multiple spots if I wanted to. A spot here, a spot there. But I was going to make like the inner circle kind of around us clear so that we could move within our own little circle.
Right. So I'm gonna say, yeah, she's barely able to make it there, but she's able to make it there.
Right.
So go ahead.
I was also intending for her to be on the opposite side of the hourglass, so next to me, basically. So
Oh, okay.
It all would have
Okay.
worked out anyway.
All right.
But anyway,
Yeah.
anywho, numbers, they work. Let me bounce between things because I went and made my life difficult. All right. Bonus action, fuming, advantage on the next attack roll it makes before end of turn, and then I would like to attack.
Okay.
Let me see. I know how things work. There we go. Okay. Roll some numbers. That is an 8 to hit.
An 8 to hit is a miss.
I lied. That's advantage. Let me roll again.
Okay.
I had foresight. That's much better. That's 20 to hit.
20 will hit.
All right. Boy, I made my life difficult for me. Let's see here. Do. Oh, man. You just really got to go for it, don't you? Spell. Okay, let's see here. Let's figure this out.
Should be like 1d6 or 1d8 or something like
You'd
that.
think so. It's... Okay. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 3 is 12 piercing damage, plus 5 force damage.
Okay. There's no resistances, so we can just add those for now on. Make this a little bit easier.
Alright, that was whatever that was.
That was a big chunk. So you guys watch as a Sylvan woman appears within the ring and then runs out, and Tulu's magic grass gate opens up to let her through and then closes behind it. And you just hear this creature howl out in pain, but it's like almost obstructed in view from what is on the other side. These guys are going to go ahead and take their attacks. You watch as Sorrow kind of like does this like half step kickoff thing off the hourglass and fires an arrow in the air at this guy over here. to get a better view at him. She's going to go ahead and hit him with an arrow. He takes some damage from the arrow. Kane is going to draw his blade and stand out in front of Fagrin, challenging this guy, but he can't leave the ring, so he can't reach with his sword. So he's going to hold the action to attack anything that gets inside the ring. That is going to be their turn. This one is going to attack this creature here. So let me go ahead, because I have multiple stat blocks now too. It helps with multiple windows, but then that's just a lot of windows you gotta keep track of. All right, so
Might have to do that.
Yep. All right, he's gonna go ahead and swing. He doesn't have advantage or anything. The difficult terrain doesn't cause disadvantage on attacks or anything, right? So. All right, just swinging to hit. That's gonna hit. That's a 24 to hit. So he's gonna go ahead and do some damage. Hang on, where's my dice? My dice. You'd think I'd be more prepared. So he's gonna do 21 damage to it as you watch as these blades just like slice through this sylvan creature. That is that one. This one's gonna use all of its movement to get up to here, and then it's gonna run out of movement. This one is going to come up and try to hit Kane. This one's going to use all of its movement to get up to here, try to hit Kane. This one's going to use all of its movement to get up to here, use all of its movement to get up to here. These, you can tell these creatures are incredibly fast, like lions or these massive predator creatures. But these vines and like grasses have been they've slowly been shredding through them to get to you guys. So these two are going to make attacks at Kane, but Kane gets his attack first. Can go ahead and hit this one. That's going to hit. He's going to take some damage. Then both of them are going to make their attacks at him. Only one of those is going to hit. Kane's going to take some damage. All right. That is their go. Fagrin.
Fagrin is going to... If I tried to attack this one, am I going to leave the circle?
No. You can see the gray ring is the circle, so as long as you're within these boxes.
I want to run up and attempt to. Oh yeah, and we changed the rules for it. I want to try to use the thing with the stuff.
All right. So it's a strength saving.
The thing with the stuff.
The thing with the stuff, yeah.
Remember, you can add a D4 to it.
I got a nat 20.
You don't need a D4.
You don't need D4. So yeah, even with his incredible strength, he is not able to fend it off, and you're able to tie him up.
He is now restrained, and I think that's my action. So,
what happens is you're able to wrap this rope around his hands as he's clawing at Kane. And whenever you do that, you can watch as the grasses that Tulu summoned wrap around his ankles, and it slowly between that and the fact that you have him distracted, you're able to get him all tied up.
And I yell out, "There's no reason for you all to die today."
You hear a call back, and it sounds like, but Fagrin, you actually understand it. It's undercommon, and you hear what he says. It roughly translates to "We'll kill you and all the ghosts here."
Okay.
I don't think they're the peaceful sort.
That leads us back to Key.
All right. Well, she's not invisible anymore, so let's go some distance into the air, shall we?
Okay.
I can toggle between stat blocks. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. What's range on attacks? 40 feet in the air, roughly. 30 feet in the air, I mean.
Okay, I'm going to put this blue ring around here so that we know she's up in the air.
And, I think that's going to be it.
Okay. That is her turn. That is Pluroki.
My turn?
Yep.
Alright. I'm gonna run down here, and I'm going to whack at this guy with my Morning Star.
Alright, go for it.
Does a 14 hit?
14 does hit.
Okay. That would be 7 damage for the first attack, and then I I have an extra attack.
Yep,
So we're going to whack him again for a 23 to hit
that will hit.
and 9 damage. And then I also want to do Divine Smite on him.
All right.
Use a spell slot on that.
All right, so it's a 2d8.
2d8. My d8. For a total of 24 damage.
Nice. You're able to just blast into this creature. You watch as, like, whenever your Morningstar hits it, you feel like you're hitting a stone creature. Like, as you're whacking into it, its muscles are as hard as steel. Like, it's like almost reverberates your mace back. So you go ahead and bring it back down again. And when you Divine Smite it, you watch as the smite itself, like this extra energy, almost like melts its skin. Like it just burns it to a point where like the creature looks like as if it's made of wax, and you watch as it, like its skin just like slowly melts away, and it does way more damage than you think it does. That is your turn. We are into Tulu.
And none of the creatures fail yet, right?
No, we have one of them fighting a sylvan creature over here. One of them is restrained over here. One of them is poisoned over here, and one of them is severely damaged over here.
Okay. The one right here that is poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to cast Frostbite on it.
Okay, that's a con save.
Yes.
Okay. He rolled a 12.
Okay. So he takes 2d6 now. Okay. 6 points damage, and he has disadvantage on his next attack.
Okay. Well, he was already poisoned, so he would already have disadvantage. But I'm gonna roll. He has an additional -2. That's okay. All right. Let's see. Double check resistances, because I don't think he has them.
So poison gives disadvantage.
Yeah, on his attack rolls. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I'm sorry. How much damage did you say it was?
6.
6. Okay. He takes his cold damage. He snarls in anger, but he definitely doesn't drop from that. That is Floki's turn.
Oh boy, Floki's turn. All right, I am going to walk with my feet to right here.
Okay.
Still within the circle.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my dagger in my one hand and my dagger hand, and I got my wand in my other hand, and I would like to point my wand at the gentlefolk fighting Kluroki, and I would like to Eldritch Blast him.
All right. Roll the hit.
All right, let's see. Ba-doo. That's a 9 to hit.
9's gonna
Remember,
miss.
you can add a d4 to that.
I can add d4s to that. And do math. Does a 12 hit?
12 will still miss.
I would like to Eldritch Blast at him again.
All right, go for it.
All right, that is an 18 to hit plus a d4, which I assume doesn't matter.
The 18 will hit, yes.
All right, he takes 8 force damage.
All right. Tulu, you just watch as Floki walks over and blasts these bolts of pure energy right over your head, and it just like it hits this creature directly, and you just hear him snarl and grimace. All right. Bonus action.
Is my hair smoking?
No, it's not smoking, but it's definitely even more wild than it was before.
Okay.
And then actually, let's think here. The guy fighting Kluroki, he didn't die, right?
Correct.
Okay, then I would like to bonus action have Key shoot at him.
Okay. Roll the hit.
That's some quick double checking. That's that thing. Roll this number. 16 to hit.
16 will hit. So that's con save on his part.
He takes 1 damage and DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
He rolled a 7.
He is poisoned.
Alrighty. He's poisoned as well. let's see here. Hang on a second. I gotta scroll out. Do this. Okay. So that is the end of your turn. Correct.
Yes.
Okay. We are going to go into. Well, the Sylvan guy takes your turn. Her turn then.
Yes.
Okay.
She will teleport
Okay.
to the opposite side of the gentlefolk she is fighting.
Okay. So you want her over here?
Yeah, that has to be done.
Okay.
Apparently, it's a part of the mechanic thing.
All right.
It's yeah, bonus action that, fuming, and attacks with advantage, which is some numbers. I know how numbers work. Advantage is a high number. That's not what I wanted to do, but that's okay. 23 to hit.
23 will hit.
All right, and then get to try to figure out how this works again. All right. 8 piercing damage.
All right. And then some force
And
damage.
three force damage.
3 force damage. All right. Okay. The Sylvan Lady continues to fight over there. This creature hears it, uses all of its movement to get over there, so that they can continue to fight and kill this thing. They're both going to reckless attack her, so they'll both attack at advantage. So first one is a 21 to hit. Other one was going to be a 19 to hit. So
Both of those hit.
Both of those hit. So that's going to be 4d12. That's 10 plus another 10 plus 8, so 28 damage. They shred her to bits.
Did she take damage before while I wasn't paying attention?
Yeah, she took damage last turn. She took
That'd be
4
all of
attacks.
it then.
Yeah, yeah, because 27 minus subtracted from 9 is definitely too much. This creature is going to do it's a strength save to continue to get out of its bondages. So we'll go ahead and roll that. It fails. Roll the 7. So this creature is going to make its attacks at this guy. He's going to reckless attack, so he has advantage. That is a. Oh, I forgot to do the knight's turn first. We'll go ahead and continue this because he's not going to drop from this attack. In fact, he doesn't get hit from this attack. So we'll go ahead and do this one. Is going to finally make his way into the ring. He's going to see the big guy here with the shiny sword come over there. So we're going to have one attack at disadvantage. So he'll miss, and then he's going to go ahead and he's going to reckless attack, so he'll attack at advantage. He rolled a natural 20, which is
going to
hurt. Be good. This is going to hurt. I apologize, because that's a lot of D12. So that is 27 damage total.
Ow.
As he literally just like takes his scimitar and scrapes it up your back, like right between the armor, and just trips off a couple of your scales, digging into your back. This one is going to go ahead and make an attack at Floki at disadvantage because he's poisoned. He rolled a 4 because of disadvantage. So that's their go. Sorrow is going to use her movement, get up here. Since she has a perk called High Ground, she's going to go ahead and attack at advantage to this guy. So she's going to hit with a dirty 20. And then that's going to be some damage. So that happens. He still doesn't drop as you watch this like long arrow like gaze itself into the shoulder, and the creature cries out in pain. Klurka, you also notice that he's not bleeding. Like half of his body is like melted away and missing, but he's not bleeding. Then Kane's gonna go ahead and attack this guy. Actually, he's gonna attack at him because he's restrained. He'll have advantage, so that's smart to do. And he rolled a 27 to hit, so that's definitely gonna hit. So he's gonna do some damage here. Do some damage to him. That is their turn, and finally we're back to Vigor.
I think I tie that guy up, and this one is fighting with this one and everything. And I hear a yell behind me, and I see like Klaroki's blood fly through up into the air, and I go, Klaroki! And I take my pistol out, and I go across my body, and I fire at this one.
Okay. Oh, at this one? Okay.
With advantage, right?
Yes.
That's good. 13 plus 7 is 20.
That will hit.
And I am going to pump 2 sailor dice into it. So that would be 3d4 plus 2d6. Let's see. Plus 2d6. So that is 11 points of damage.
You kill it. So yeah, you fire this pistol blast at him with this loud. The creature just like falls out of the dome, and you watch as the grass like slowly envelops him.
And then I take
you
the
have a plus
pistol and then
AC.
I put it back into the brace, and then I spin around and I try to attack this one with my rapier.
All right, and you have advantage because he's restrained.
13, 20.
20 will hit.
And that's d8 plus 4. 2 plus 4. And Bless only applies to the attack, right?
Correct. It's not on damage.
Okay. 2 plus 4 is 6 damage.
All right.
And that makes my AC 19. And that is my
All
turn.
right. All right. That is back to Key.
He's gonna move kind of in between Fagrin and Kluroki, sort of above that mess.
We say, like over here somewhere.
Yeah, right about there,
Okay.
and still high above the ground. And end turn.
All right. That is going to be Clue.
I am very angry at this guy. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to start swinging into him with my Morning Star.
All
It's a
right.
17 to hit on the first attack
That will hit.
for 10 damage. And the
Nice.
second one is a 24 to hit
That will hit.
for an additional 8 damage.
Nice.
Yeah. That's
So you
what I
just
do.
hack at this creature. As you do, you notice its eyes are like so deep black. They're pretty otherworldly. But he does not drop, even though you're doing insane damage. Like you know that like you have fought orcs in hand-to-hand combat, and you have like successfully filleted them with the amount of damage you're pumping into this guy. He's still not going up. We're going over to Tulu. Tulu, you're muted.
Okay, good, because what I said, dang, I wasn't ready. I was looking up something.
Okay.
I was going to say, anyway, first thing I'm going to do is Tulu's going to walk over here in its action. He's going to cure wounds on Kluroki and upcast it to level 2.
All right.
8 plus 4, 12. So he heals him for 15 points. 15 points. You got 15
Thank
hit.
you.
No problem. And as this bonus action, he is wild shaping into. That's why I was looking up to see what I was going to wild shape into. I guess the bear.
All right. Take the form of a bear. What's your new AC? That's really the only information I need to know.
Is,
crucially.
which one's tough? The brown bear is the
Yeah, I think brown bear's the big one.
brown bear. Brown bear. Yeah. His AC is 11.
Okay. That's all I need to know. So yeah, you take the form of a bear. Snarling. The creature next to you doesn't look that surprised. My roll 20 is lagging really bad, but I do know that Floki's turn is next.
All right. The gentle folks who killed my fey creature,
Mm-hmm.
they reckless attacked, correct?
Yes.
Which means that attacks against them now would have advantage, right?
Yep. Yes.
I would like to Eldritch Blast the wounded one.
All right. Hang on a second. my roll 20 is. I can't remember which one's the wounded one. Literally,
The
I
one
don't-
to the
it's-
left.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Go ahead and roll the hit. It's like my mouse is lagging. So like I go to circle over it, and then like it's like as if I had my sensitivity way too high. But okay, there we go. It seems
Ooh,
to be back
brutal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
15 to hit
That will hit.
on the first one there. That does. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. That's 13 force damage.
Alrighty.
Is he still chugging
He's still.
along?
Yep.
Man, these guys. I will shoot him again.
All right.
Does a 13 hit?
A 13 will miss, sadly.
Brutal. All right. Well, that's unfortunate. I will walk.
You do have
Towards-
a guy next to you, just so you
Yeah, I know. I'm going to his opposite side, and I move around in the direction of the hourglass there, so I'm not stepping out of the circle.
Okay.
And bonus action, I'm gonna have Key shoot the dude killing Kuroki.
All right. Roll the hit.
That's some numbers here. I remember them. That's a large number to hit. 13 or so. 23. I mean, I know how numbers work.
I was like, 13 is actually gonna miss. Okay. That will hit, and he's already failed the check. I rolled a 5.
All right, and he takes 1 damage and is poisoned. Oh wait, you rolled a 5?
Yeah.
Let me check things, because that might be hilarious. If its saving throw result is 5 or lower, the poisoned target falls unconscious for the same duration or until it takes damage or another creature takes an action to shake it awake. It is
All right.
down.
All right. He falls unconscious until anyone pokes him.
And I end my turn.
All right, and your sylvan creature's dead, so that's going to be the knights. We're going to have Sorrow is going to attack this one over here. She's going to hit, do some damage to him. Oh gosh, work please, thank you. I don't know if it's my laptop or Roll20. It might be a little bit of both. She's going to do that. Kane's going to go ahead and attack the one with advantage because he's restrained. Actually, yeah, because we'll do that first. He's been hitting him most. Oh, come on. Okay, thank goodness. I rolled really poor the first time, and he rolled really well the second time. All right, so he's going to do some damage to him. That is their turn. Now it's the monster's turn. You can tell this one over here and this one that's been near you, they're getting pretty discouraged. And you watch as they like clash their blades in a cling and clang. And this one kind of nods. He's going to take the disengage action. He's going to get that far. He's like barely out of there, but he's still there. This one is stuck because he failed to save. This one is unconscious. So we just have this one. He's going to make an attack at disadvantage because he's poisoned. That is still a 16 to hit.
That does successfully hit me.
All right.
Remember me as I was.
That's going to be 15 total damage as he
Ow.
slashes at your side with his blade. That is their turn. It is now back to Vagrant.
Did I see what happened? There's a status effect on this one. Did I see what happened to it?
No, you just happen to see it. Like, I don't even think you see it at all because it's on the opposite side of the hourglass. So.
All right. Yeah, I don't see what's going on over there, so I'm going to keep...
Sorry. I'm also going to have these guys. They would have moved up, too, on their turn. But they can't get anywhere because of the grass, so that's where they just end up there.
I see that matters are well in hand here, and I see that. I assume I hear screaming, so I run up to here, and I... what do I see going on when I get there?
So whenever you get there, you can see Floki standing there, partially out of breath. You see a large brown bear behind you. This creature seems to be like running out of breath, the one in front of you. He seems to be weakened, but he doesn't have any large wounds on him. this one over here, who just ran into the circle, he does look pretty beat up. He's got large slashes and gouges out of his face, but he seems pretty vigorous still. This one over here seems like super fresh, like he just got out of the gym, ready to slash some faces. But that's those guys. That's what you see.
All right, I think I get to here, and I get up onto the thing that the thing's on, and I leap up in the air to try to strike this guy right here with this sword, with my rapier. Just
Okay.
as I'm coming down, like to come across next to Floki.
Okay.
Oh, I got to roll.
Yep.
Oh boy, I got 2 + 7 is 9.
Roll with
You can add a D4
yeah, you
if
add your
you want
D4,
to.
and you should roll at advantage because he's poisoned.
Oh. Okay, and then I'll try with advantage. With advantage, it's a 17.
That will hit.
Okay, 7 + 4 is 11.
11 damage. Nice. You have another attack.
Yeah, if he's still not dead yet, I take the second pistol out of the bracer, and if it's at within 5 feet, is it at disadvantage? It's a firearm.
It would have been, but it's a straight roll because he's poisoned.
Ah. Well. Okay.
Or you
yeah.
can shoot another one. If you'd rather shoot someone else, it's still a straight roll either way.
Yeah.
Unless you wanted to shoot the one that's sleeping now.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
Oh, 5 plus. Oh, and then I get a D4, right?
Yeah.
So 5 + 1 is 6, + 7 is 13.
If you want to add your sailor die, you can add a sailor die to it.
Oh, to the attack? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll try that.
If you like, that's like the base ability, and then you have perk abilities to add damage.
That's a 14.
That will hit.
Down to
14 is the
2d6.
magic number. And I was
Just
like,
one-
Wow. Like 3 different extra dice all once.
yeah. Yeah.
All
And that's
right.
a big difference because that's a bunch of dice.
And I got a 9
Okay.
damage
And then your AC goes up.
to 19 for melee and 16 for ranged.
Okay. These guys don't have any range. You can actually see that they all have blades at their hands. That is Vagrant's turn. Then we're gonna go ahead into. Oh, do you have a bonus action? Because that was just your main action. I don't know if you have a bonus action you want to do. I don't think you do. Okay. Yeah. Key's next.
I would like her to move north 10 feet.
Okay. She'll move
And-
north 10 feet.
And also maybe turn invisible. I can't remember if she can do that as an action.
Yeah, she can do that as an action.
Turn invisible.
She'll do so. That is her turn. That's Clue.
I am going to run up to here and then whack at the already injured guy with my Morning Star.
All right. If you're attacking this guy, it would be at advantage.
Good. That's very good because I rolled a nat 1.
Nice.
Okay, that's much better. That's a 23.
A 23 will hit, yes.
For the first one, that is 4 damage.
Okay.
And for the second hit is a dirty 20 to hit
That will hit.
for total of 13 damage.
Nice. He snarls in pain, recognizes you as a threat. You can see, like, you've, like, bashed into his back, and, like, he's got these major deep wounds, but he's still kicking, he's still alive. Tulu.
Okay. Tulu wishes he had now that he's looking, he's wishing he'd changed into a dire wolf, but that's alright.
If you want to retcon to that, because you haven't done anything yet with the bear, so if you want to switch, that's fine with me.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
Your AC is 13 then?
14 dire
14.
wolf.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I will move to here inside
Okay.
the circle,
Mm-hmm.
and I will attack this one right here. Now I get advantage since I'm within 5 feet of an ally.
Yes,
But-
and you'd also get advantage because he's poisoned, so I'll let you
Yeah.
add an additional 2 to that roll. So you add 2
Okay.
to your roll.
Okay. And then plus the D4 for the bless.
Yeah.
So 12, 13, 14, 18 with the first one.
That will hit.
13, 20, 21, something like that. Second one.
Okay, yep, both hit.
Okay. Hold on. Sorry, guys.
You're right. This is what happens at higher levels. Everyone just takes a little bit longer. It's
Well,
okay.
once I get used to my characters, my animals I'm changing into.
That's
I'll
another thing
know.
too, is we've leveled up several times without being any combat, so now it's just like all compiling at
Yeah.
once.
It's 2d6 plus 3.
Okay. And then you roll that twice since you hit with 2 attacks.
Nah, he just gets 1 attack. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. That's fine then.
11 plus
Yeah,
3.
if you're
So,
kind of an advantage, then that's fine though.
so 14 points damage.
Oh, right. Okay.
And if he's a creature, he must succeed a DC 13 strength check, or he's not prone.
With his modifier, he'll pass. With his
Okay.
modifier, it's 15.
So it's just however much damage, 13 or 4, whatever
Yeah,
I said.
yeah, it was a bunch. Yep, I think it was 13.
Okay.
That'll lead us into Floki.
All right. It's my turn. Boy, isn't it? All right. Well, we've got these 2 fine gentlemen on the other side of this party from me. The one to the northeast and the one to the northwest of Key. And I'm gonna cast Hold Person on the
which
both
one?
of them.
On the both of them.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So that's a Wisdom save.
Wisdom 14.
Alright, hang on a second. Double check the Wisdom. I know they have a -2 to their Wisdom. So let's see what
You'll
they got.
love to hear it.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. One of them got a natural 19. The other one got a natural 1. So one of them is definitely going to hold. Which one do you want it to be? Because I rolled them simultaneously, so I'll go ahead and let you choose.
The one further away from the rest of the group.
Alright. He is now held. I'll mark him with a big purple.
Bonus action. I want to shoot him with Key.
Okay. Roll the hit.
That's advantage because he's paralyzed. Fortunately, that's 16 to hit.
That will hit.
Or wait, does it?
And it's still a crit because he's paralyzed, so it'll do 2 damage instead of 1.
That's right. Does it? Well,
I'm gonna rule it that way.
Okay.
I don't go. Because that doesn't make sense.
He takes 2 damage and it makes a Constitution DC 14 saving throw.
He rolled a 17 that time. That's the first time that these guys have passed that save.
Darn. Also, I should point out, but didn't point out previously for moral reasons, poisoned does not give you advantage to attack the poisoned target.
Gotcha. It doesn't matter. Every time it's came up so far, they've already had advantage anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, but you do have like super advantage to hit targets that are, say, hypothetically paralyzed or asleep. So go nuts, people.
Cool. Ending Floki's turn is going to be these guys. He will have advantage on attacking this guy because he's restrained. That's barely going to hit, but it will hit. So he's going to do some damage into him. This poor creature has been tied up here, getting popped on the head for like a good solid 4 turns now.
Just imagine him tied up there like, oh, like
yeah, this like large lion like creature just getting whacked in the face with this blade multiple times. So Sarah's gonna notice this one's under the spell, so she's gonna attack with advantage versus him. That will hit, which means it crits, which means she's gonna do a crap ton of damage to this guy. That's their turn. That leads us into the monster's turn. These guys are pretty well screwed. This one continues to run away. He eventually gets out of the range of the stuff. This one's going to attempt to get out of the vines for like the bazillionth time. And of course he rolls a 5. And this one's still asleep. Can't do much about that. This one's going to attack Kuroki at disadvantage. He's gonna roll a 9 because of disadvantage. This one's gonna attack the large wolf creature.
I'm going to impose disadvantage on it
Oh,
with my protection.
all right. Well, I mean, I don't want to let you down, but I rolled a 2 and a 1, so it's gonna miss either way. This one over here.
I feel better now. Like
is
I did something
held.
to protect my roommate.
2 and a
Yeah.
1 with
I
like
had
super
mate.
disadvantage. Does it drop its weapons?
Nope. I don't
Boo.
do fumbles. I don't do. These guys are already like these guys should have wiped the floor with you guys, and they've been like made a joke of. So I think we're gonna continue. Does he get to repeat his saving throw on his turn? Is that how a hold person works?
Yes, at the end of his turn, repeat
Okay.
saving throw wisdom 14.
All right. 17. So he's gonna go ahead and pass that, but he can't do anything because that was the end of his turn. That is them. That's gonna go back into Vagrant.
I'm gonna stab it.
All right.
I'm just gonna do it once to see how that goes. 13 plus 7 is 20.
That will hit.
3 plus 4 is 7 damage.
All right. He's looking rough. As you slash into him, you feel like you're cutting into stone, but when you pull your blade back out, you see this like large hole as if you like sliced into butter, and it's just kind of like melting on the outsides of its wound.
Gross. All right, I'm gonna try to hit
Still
it again.
alive though. All right.
That's 18 to hit,
That will hit.
and 4 plus 4 is 8 damage.
8 damage. You hear him, and you understand it in Undercommon. He says, "Curse you, evil spirits," and he dies. That is his go. You have anything else you want to do with your turn? You can
No.
move.
Well, yeah, I want to move. I'm gonna move like up here, right between these two. Then.
Alrighty. That is your turn. That's back to Key.
All right, here's a question for you. I heard something about one of these guys running away. Did that happen?
Yes.
Can she see him?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, she can perceive stuff. While I go look for a thing, +3, roll a d20. She does not perceive it.
Yeah. Okay.
That'd be a 4 total.
Yep. Nothing.
All right, well that's a darn shame. All right, well let's shoot somebody. Same guy as last time. No, that's my turn. She does nothing. She turns invisible.
Okay. She turns invisible.
I remember how
Um,
D&D works.
Kuroki.
I am going to move up to here
Mm-hmm.
and then whack at that guy.
The one on your left or the right? That one. Okay.
This one.
All right. Roll the hit.
Does a 14 hit?
It will. That's the magic number.
Okay, good. And then the second one is a 24 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
For a total of 12 damage.
12 damage. You just blast into this creature. It turns at you and snarls. You hear it. And
I bang my shield to like taunt it, but like you can't hit me.
Give
like,
me an
grab its
intimidation
attention.
check.
Intimidation. That is a 18.
18. It is terrified of you.
Ah.
It is now under the fear condition. Tulu.
Tulu. If it's under the fear condition, does that give it? Well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to attack that one. Same one.
Okay. All right, go for it. You have a D4 too because of.
But I have advantage on it, right?
Yes.
Good, because I rolled a natural 1. And I rolled a natural 1 again. That's
Oh,
two
no.
natural,
Oh my
2 in a
goodness.
row.
What happens, I think, is you as a wolf are just like parried off from his blade. Like he like puts out his blade and it gets like right in your mouth, and he just like parries your bite. And that's what happens. That's incredible. I've Clue's been hit a couple times after Bless has been cast, and I forgot to do it. Can you go ahead and give me a
Oh.
concentration check real quick? Just
A
before we continue.
concentration? What
Yeah.
is like? Is that just a straight
It's
D20?
a Constitution check.
Oh, Constitution.
Yeah. And the DC is 10 plus the level of the spell.
I fail. I rolled in that one.
All right, so Bless drops.
Yep.
Then we'll continue. Floki.
All right, I'm gonna walk with my legs to right about here.
Okay.
And this guy who's tied up, he's still breathing, right?
Yes, he's still breathing. So is the sleeping one next to you.
That's all right. He can keep breathing for now. But this tied up one, not so much. I would like to Eldritch Blast him.
All right.
I get advantage, right? Because he's tied up.
Correct.
All right. That's a big number. 19. To hit.
Yep.
4 force damage.
Big numbers.
Is he
Alright.
still alive after
Yes,
all that?
he is very much still alive.
I shoot him again.
All right.
With other numbers, they're adequately big. A 17
All right, that'll do it.
to hit, and 4 damage-arinos.
You blast into it. It turns to you, and you hear it like curse under its breath, and then it spits at you. This what like is normal like is a black spit. It like comes to you and like it hits your boot, and you like foams up and like almost like acidically like burns your shoe.
Ah.
All right.
Bonus action,
shooting
shoot,
someone with heat.
top right
All
guy.
right.
Same guy as before. All right, let's see. There's numbers around here. I can roll them. 14 to hit.
That's the number.
1 damage
Mm-hmm.
and a DC 14
I like the
con.
routine of this. That's a 17 to pass.
He successfully passes again, but he's accumulating a few like little darts on his arm.
He is. That is the knight's turn. Gage is gonna continue wailing into this guy. He rolled a 21 to hit.
It's so ridiculous.
Gage is chipping away. This creature is just taking these beating, and just cursing at this guy, but not going down. Sorrow is gonna try to hit this one again, not realizing the spell is already over on him. She will hit him, doing a little bit of damage to the guy. Then that is going to be their turn. This one's going to attempt to get out of these binds yet again.
And he fails.
What is the DC again? To him get out?
We
I
changed
think
it.
it was like 12 or 14 or something like that.
I think I got it in pins here.
While you're looking it up, I'm going to go ahead and have this one roll to hit Vagrant.
I'm
It'll be
going to impose disadvantage.
Oh,
All right. He rolls a 14 to hit then with disadvantage.
that does not hit.
All right. This one's going to attack at disadvantage to Tulu, the wolf.
I
He's
cannot impose disadvantage.
well, he already has disadvantage, and he rolled.
No,
a
I
5.
know.
So that's gonna miss.
The DC is 18,
18.
according
he
to
rolled
the
a-
new rule.
Okay, he rolled a 14, so he failed. Is continuing to be restrained. That is all she wrote for those guys. That goes back to Vagrant.
Okay, I'll attack this one.
All right.
Oh, come on, roll 20. Oh, there it goes. That's 18 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
5 damage.
All right.
And the 23 to hit
All right.
with, let me see how that landed. 8 plus 4 is 12 damage.
12 damage. You are able to blast into this one. As you sink your rapier into it, you feel like you've stabbed a fair number of creatures in your life. But as you stab into it, you feel this vibration that is not like someone breathing and not like a heartbeat. You feel this strange vibration as you stab into it slowly like stop. But it's the strangest sensation because as your blade goes in, you can feel a vibration that is not lifelike, but is different. He drops dead.
And
You have another one next to you, so you can't really move much else.
I am going to, stay where I'm at.
All right. That's back to Key, who I assume doesn't really do much of anything.
You assume incorrectly, good sir.
Uh-oh.
She does turn invisible,
Okay.
but then moves
All
40
right.
feet in the direction of wherever the running guy went.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. All right. She goes that way.
Gonna chase that guy down.
All right.
And I end her turn.
All right. Kluroki.
First of all, we're gonna circle back around down to here, and then we're gonna whack him.
Okay.
It's a 18 to hit on the first one, and a dirty 20 to hit on the second one.
Both of those will hit.
Or let's see, I was gonna do something else. Where's it? Okay, for a total of 10 damage, and then as a bonus action, when I hit him, I'm going to cast Thunderous Smite,
Okay.
which does 2d6 damage, and so that's total 1,000. And must succeed a Strength 14 saving throw.
He fails.
So take a. Okay, so then he's pushed 10 feet away from me and is knocked prone.
Okay. And how much
So he
damage
took a
did you
total
say
of
was?
13 damage.
13 damage.
I rolled a
Alright.
1 and a 2 and a 2d6.
And then he is pushed 10 feet away from you.
Yep.
All right.
And that would mean Faye would get an opportunity attack, wouldn't it?
No, I don't think so. If you get involuntary moved, it doesn't trigger.
Oh,
attacks.
it doesn't
Which
trigger.
is-
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it did for the longest time, but it doesn't.
Okay. Well,
you
we
can
did that
move, though.
whenever I was playing Cowhawk, so I just
Yeah,
like
we
to move
did.
people.
I've since learned the rules. Imagine that. I mean, 2 years of playing D&D. I still get them wrong all the time, as it's you can tell. But yeah, you have movement if you want it.
I guess we're gonna stay here because he's gonna come running back to us eventually, or he's
Alright.
just gonna run away. I don't know which one.
All right. That leads us into Tulu.
Tulu will now move to this one here and attack this one.
All right.
17 plus. Did hit, didn't it?
Yeah,
22.
Yep.
And 2d6 plus 3. 8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage. And,
You kill him.
okay.
So you bite into him. You have this nasty taste of what is like, what I can describe as like almost tasteless wax as you like bite into it as a wolf, and you were able to kill it. You like bite at its head and snap its neck off. To Floki.
All right. I would like to remove from my inventory 50 feet of silken rope
Okay.
because Floki's kinky apparently. And I would like to drop it next to the sleeping fellow
Okay.
and say, Fagrin! And I point at the rope and the sleeping guy.
Okay.
And then, I guess I'll step right here. Does Key see the fleeing guy by chance?
Give me a perception check.
All right, I remember what that modifier is. 17.
17. Nope, she doesn't see anything. She can see a bit of the path up ahead and some trees and some wildlife. She sees a
Gotcha.
couple of boars running through the woods, but she doesn't see the creature of the wood.
Hasty. I would like to. She'll take a step right here. I guess I'll shoot at the guy who's out of the circle now and knocked prone.
This guy? Okay.
Does the proneness give me disadvantage?
On your ranged attack, yes.
All right. That's what I thought.
To clarify, are you shooting with Key or are you shooting with Floki?
I'm shooting with Eldritch Blast with
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Yes, I did need to clarify that. All right, let's get some disadvantage rolls in here. That would be 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
7 Eldritch Blast damage.
Nice.
And my other roll,
Mm-hmm.
that would only be an 11 to hit.
That'll miss. So as you
That
fire
one
the
misses.
second one, you see like the grass is like grown up and almost protects it from the blast.
Oh. I hate grass. All right, well, and I end my turn.
All right. No bonus action from Key.
Nah,
Okay.
she's continuing on her quest.
All right. The knights are going to go ahead and leap into action. We have. He's going to come up. Kane's going to come up here and hold his action to hit. Meanwhile, Sorrow can actually shoot at him. She will also have disadvantage because he's prone. She misses with a 12. That is their turn. It is now its turn. Realizing that a lot of them are dead, the last one is under some spell. He's going to think about this real hard. Yeah, he's all right. So he's going to go ahead and run away. So he's going to hang on a second. Double check. You said it's 100 foot for that spell, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So
100-foot radius.
yeah, from the center, which I imagine you cast it on the center of the ring, right?
Right.
So,
I did.
And he has
Alright.
to use half his movement speed to get up.
yes.
Oh,
Yes, he does. That's how that works. So yeah, he's just gonna move as far as he can, which isn't very far. He's gonna get to there. You see this creature get up and start panting away.
getting
Vagrant.
key.
I apologize. I realized we had discussed it, and we did reduce that it was supposed to be 8 plus strength plus proficiency. So,
So
that-
what would have been?
yeah, it would have been. Actually, I think maybe. I'm sorry. I think I maybe never increased this. I'm at level 8. Oh, I don't have a proficiency increase, but it's standard, right? What is your proficiency by
2.
level 8?
Oh, 3.
Oh, okay. No, I got it then. Okay, so it'd be 13.
13 is.
Or no, sorry,
exactly-
8 plus 3. Sorry, no,
Plus
no.
your strength.
Which is 0. So 8
Oh,
plus
okay.
3 is 11.
11.
Sorry.
Yeah, so he would have. Yeah, he would have passed the check.
Yeah,
but it's okay.
my bad.
It was close enough. Yeah, it's all right. We're all learning here. It is your turn, however.
Okay. I go over here and I tie this guy up just to be safe, and then I'll go get my rope. And then I
Alright,
shoot my sword.
You tie him up. He can't do anything because he's unconscious. So that happens. And you sheath your sword.
Yeah, and I start reloading my pistol.
All right. That's back to Key.
Right, gonna continue in the direction of the fleeing guy.
Okay.
80 feet fly, and trying to find him.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. You said 80 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. So
Yeah,
there.
that's movement and
And-
dash.
Yes. Go ahead and give me another perception check.
Twenty.
She with a 20, she looks around and she doesn't see the creature.
Dread.
I think she tells you telepathically. I think he's invisible. She says, like out of breath.
That's disconcerting. And I end her turn.
Okay. Clue.
It's a plan for this guy, and I point to the sleeping dude.
Stabbing probably. They're pretty stabby.
Are we going to stab him? Like, what's our plan? What are we going to do with him? Like, he's tied up. If
I make a
you know-
stabbing motion with my dagger.
Well, just let
I
him
turned
go.
to I turned to Vagrant. Okay, so we're letting him go. Okay. Yeah. So I guess I hold my action, and if he tries to go after anybody around me, I will whack him. If he tries to flee though, I will let him be.
Well, first of all, he's unconscious. Secondly, he's tied up, so there's not really much he can do.
No, I know, but like
Okay.
I don't know how long his unconsciousness lasts.
hmm
So I assume he's gonna be waking up fairly soon. But I'm just gonna like hold my action because like Captain said to let him go, so that's what I'm doing.
I go
Following
untie the
Captain's
rope
order.
from him, and I drag his body outside the circle, and I try to roll it out as much as I can, and then I go back and take the rope, and I get a pillow, and I'm like, let's try to get some rest.
So who's taking next watch? Or
What is
myself?
what does the hourglass look like as well?
Yeah, that's
As soon as you kick the creature out, Sorrow jumps off and she takes a look at it too. And you can tell it's full. It's all the way filled to the brim.
Yeah.
Says, well,
I'd like to take shots at the running monster dude. Not the
Uh,
tied up one, the other one.
you just want to shoot in the direction that you saw him running.
Well, I got 120 feet of range. I should have a
That's
few
true.
rounds of this.
All right, hang on a second. Gosh dang it, this roll 20 is being the biggest butt crack in the world right now. All right, so it would have, yeah, okay, so yeah, he's not actually not that far. I forgot about this guy. I thought he ran away too. I forgot he was restrained and stuff. Yeah, go ahead and blast him a couple times, and that's a win combat.
All right, let's see. I'll roll these numbers. That's 16 to hit and 11 to hit.
All right, 11's gonna miss, so you have one chance to kill him. It's
Eight
doable.
Eldritch Blast damage.
Oh, it was so close. So close.
He escapes my 120 feet of range.
Well, he's gonna take the dash next turn, and he has 50 feet. But the sad part is by the time he gets out of Tulu's range for this vegetation growth, he's not gonna be that far. He's gonna be here. So let me double check range. It might still be within 120. I can't count. Yes, he's still within. He's still within 65. Wait, that's
Blast
not
him
you.
again.
Oh yeah, there you are. Okay, yeah, you're within. Yep. Go ahead. Go ahead. 2 more blasts. It's so close.
All right. 14 to hit and
That
more
one.
than that.
Okay. The second one will hit. The first one's actually going to miss because he has partial cover from trees and stuff being that far away.
All right. Numbers added to numbers is 10 Eldritch Blast damage.
You do it. You watch as he drops several hundred feet away. You just watch as he just fumbles in the ground. You assume he's
There
dead.
we go. And I'll disapparate Key and reapparate her right next to me.
All right. That happens.
And I guess I'll pick my rope back up.
Kane, out of breath, he sheathes his blade away. He says, "That's the most of them I've ever seen." And Sorrow's like, "Yeah, you guys must have quite the reputation."
You could say that. And it depends on where you are.
and I turn back into Tulu. And I go, yep, we got quite the reputation. We're great sheesh masters, sheesh players.
How wounded is everybody looking?
I'm fine.
Yeah, I don't think anyone but you took any damage to that.
I thought
Loki is half dead, but he's too angry to feel pain.
All right, I turn to Floki and I will heal you. Where is it? 10 if that heals you significantly. I don't know how much health.
Oh, thank you. I guess the hourglass is done. I was just gonna kind of walk that off. But I guess we're done sitting around.
And then I'm going to
Kane,
myself though.
Kane like kneels down. He's like, "Yeah, we can go now." But Man, so these things, he points at them. We call them the hunters. They're from the candles. They come through the candles.
Why?
Well, as far as I know it, there are. It's hard to explain. There are places beyond the Isles, places beyond existence. Um, Legend says that that's how everyone else got here, right? I don't know if you've heard the stories. There was a sorceress named Sienna, and she opened these portals to other worlds, and that's how creatures like you, and he points at Kuroki, and he points at Sorrow, and he's like, and you, and he points at Tulu, and he says, and you, we all got here. We were welcomed here. It's an invitation. And our peoples were welcomed here to thrive. Those portals have since closed. All of them except the candles. But these things, they push through from their side. They prowl about the island, never going near the city itself, and but boy, they like to play out here and eat what they can.
So the candles are portals?
You could call them that. I've heard them called lots of things. I've heard them called breath, the nostrils of Dothmir himself. I've heard them called the breath of the ground we stand upon. I've heard them referred to as portals or gates. They're incredibly dangerous, and each of them have a mind of their own, if you will. But I assume you all are interested. That's why we're taking the trials, right? So you can go see the candles for yourself.
We're trying to find someone.
Who are you looking for?
Looked at everybody else. What does everybody else look like? I'm about to spill the beans. Yep.
Tulu's
I
like,
don't have.
Her name's...
Tulu had
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no. Tulu has no secrets. He tells all.
Yeah, I
Right.
thought we weren't supposed to be or having secrets anymore. The whole
Her-
point of the first one.
Her name's Ronda. Initially, we were hired just as a mere job. Her captain claimed that she'd gone missing. But as time has gone on, I've come to be worried about her. She seems like a good person. People back in Clankton know her. She's affected lots of people, made their lives better. I believe she may be in danger.
Why do you think she's in danger?
Well, there's lots of strange things happening in the city. Some sort of evil force on a ship, wealthy merchant. He'd hired a whole lot of people. They weren't sailors. Something on that boat wasn't right. Destroyed the ship.
Immediately before you say destroy the ship, Sarah cuts you off, and she says, "What do you mean? Has Nex been stirring trouble in the city?"
Wasn't Nex. Someone else.
She looks over at Kane. They both kind of just watch you as you continue. Do you continue with the rest of what you're saying?
Then the governor, Elliot, tried to hire us for something. I don't know why. He's up to something. Everyone's trying to hide where Ronda is. I can't say I blame them anymore. But we're aiming to see the job through to the end. Figure out what happened to her ship. Make sure she's okay.
Kane, do you know Ronda?
Yes, Tulu. I know her, and I know where she is too. And you all have proven here that I couldn't stop you even if I tried. But I also can't lead you there until we finish the trials. And he like stands up and starts marching towards the edge of the ring, and he says, "Because Radoka isn't gonna let us mosey through his river until we pass the third trial." And he starts walking down the road.
I holler, what is the third trial? Can you tell us now?
Yeah, the third trial is the trial of faith. First trial is the cleansing of the heart. The second, cleansing of the mind. The third, well, it's the cleansing of everything that's left. And he continues to lead you guys. Hang on, I gotta review more of this map. I'm just gonna reveal all of it because there's no point in hiding it anymore. So at that point, he kind of leads you along the trail up to this point. Once he gets up to over here, you can hear the sound of the river over to your left. But he continues this way instead. He leads you all the way down to the bottom. And eventually you make it here. And at this point, it's like probably close to midnight as you guys make your way over there. And he stops and he says, "You hear that?" And everyone go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh, yeah. 19 plus.
8.
24.
19 plus 3. 22.
21.
All right. All of you can hear this strange sound, which sounds like shifting sands. Most of you don't recognize this sound, but you can all recognize it as the sounds of shifting sands. And he points outward, and he says, "This here's quicksand, deadly stuff. But the only way Radoka is going to let you cross his river is if you cross this first. No flying, no magic. You just have to cross. And he will keep you aloft if you have faith. And if you don't have faith, well, you sink."
Dothmere?
If you believe in Dothmere, but I mean, you've met Radoka, right? So just trust in him, if that's easier for you.
I go to just start marching across very confidently.
Tulu goes Geronimo.
Okay. Both of you, as you hop in, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
I
Oh,
want to
no.
give Kluroki my inspiration token.
Okay.
I was going to burn one of my own.
15.
You can have mine.
You could.
Okay, and what does inspiration do again? Does it give me advantage?
Yes.
Okay.
21.
I rolled a 15 and a 15.
Both of those will pass. Tulu, call it faith or call it blissful ignorance. As you stand across the sand, it almost bubbles and gurgles under your little goblin boots, but you're able to stay aloft and you can continue. You can move your full movement speed. Kloroki,
I started here.
Yes.
That's where I started.
Yep, so you'll end up right there. So you only have one more turn, but
I have 30 feet of movement, don't I? Oh, but I used some to get there. Okay.
yeah.
Whatever.
You have 25.
Kane gestures to the others.
I will wave at Key and say, "See you on the other side." And then I'll disapparate her.
Okay.
And walk across.
All right. Go ahead and move 5 to 10 feet in front of there, and then give me a wisdom saving throw.
All right. Boop-a-doop. Let's inspiration it up, because now's the time. Advantages, rolls.
16.
19.
Both of those will pass. Fagrin, I don't know exactly what's going through his mind, but I think he also can think back to multiple times when things outside of his control have changed his life. And at this point, he's desperate to see Ronda, and he kind of just lets go and accepts that if it's going to work out, this is the only way through, and he's able to stay aloft. Floki, you are pretty confident you have powerful creatures looking out for you, and you're able to make it as well. All of you make it to where you are. Each of you go ahead. The three of you go ahead and roll one more time.
Wisdom?
Mhm.
10.
Nat 20.
Well,
All right. Kuroki, you are able to make it across. And as you do, Tulu's right there at your side, and you turn back and you see Fagrin is like just a few steps away, and his feet are just beginning to sink. And Floki behind him, who's watching Fagrin sink, is also starting to sink, and their feet are just like a couple inches below the ground, and they're unable to continue moving.
If I attempt to assist them, will that break the trial? Will that make them fail the trial?
You can give me an insight check.
I'm assuming it would, but 21.
21, you're pretty certain as long as you don't actually interfere, but you may be able to give some placebo effect of offering your hand without actually lifting them out.
I start trying to encourage them.
What do you say?
Oh, you're making me say stuff. Okay. I tell Floki about, obviously, there's something that you believe in, something that gives you those powers, the lady or whatever she is. He is, she is, I don't know. And Fagrin, what would Fagrin?
I think he's saying he's got that long coat on. He's like trying to trudge through it, and it keeps getting deeper and deeper. And he's like, Fagrin's like, 30 years. 30 years I lost every crew. Everyone I ever worked with turned their back on me and betrayed me. I thought I was cursed by the gods. Maybe I was. 30 years. I never had a friend. Until them. And now they're gone too. I thought things had changed. I thought I could find a new world.
I've screwed up, and but there's no secrets between us now. You can't just give up now. You still need to lead us and help us out of here. Because we're pretty useless without you to help keep us together.
I want to yell at Fagrin and say, Fagrin, we have faith in you. Please have faith in us.
Yeah.
Man, that's the deepest Tulu shit I've ever heard before.
All right, Fagrin, go ahead and roll again at advantage.
Let's see, wisdom. Oh my. Sorry, it's hard to read my sheet. That's a 13.
All right, 13 will do it, especially since you're so close to the edge. You're able to pull your way through, though it's difficult. Now your boots are filled with sand. Every step is heavy, maybe because of where his mind is, or maybe because of what he feels, or maybe because it's physically difficult. But you're finally able to make it those last few steps. Floki, go ahead and roll me again.
alrighty.
Can I,
What's a 9 get me?
A 9 gets you exactly where you are, but a little bit deeper. The sand begins to bubble up around your ankles, and you
Up.
can feel this sudden panic, almost.
Nah. Total calm here. I take my right arm, put my hand way above my head, and do a thumbs up.
Can we help? I'm gonna try to grab him.
Yeah.
You're
I
gonna
don't
try
think
to-
we can interfere without him failing the trial.
Oh yeah.
No, don't worry,
Like
don't worry.
we
I'll
can,
be
we can
fine.
chant our encouragements, but like I think if we try and pull him across to use magic or anything like that, it'll basically he fails the trial because the whole thing about this trial is you have to get across by faith alone.
Guys, calm down.
But what if the
Sure,
faith
someone's
is
just
in one
messing with
another?
me and being dramatic. It's fine.
Loki's tough. Loki can make it. I know he can.
Kane walks across the ground as if it's solid. He turns to you, Loki, and he says, "What do you mean playing tricks on you?"
That's how you know. I'm a sailor. It's when you're a sailor, you're on a ship in a storm, and there's lots of things going on around you. Storms, currents. It's a crazy big world, and you just float by. And stuff more powerful than you does stuff for no particular reason, and you just go with the flow. And that's how it is. And I'm here. I'm the last one. No one really died. It's just something's having fun with me, I'm sure.
You think your death would be entertaining to someone?
No,
Says it
that's
is
why I'm
like-
pretty sure I'm gonna make it across.
You say that, and it's like gurgling up almost to your knees. And he kind of crouches down, and he says, "I don't think you believe that, sailor." He says, "Look, I don't know what kind of spirits you've made deals with, but Radoka can see good in all, and he's willing to help those that are willing to accept that help."
Fortunately for me, I'm very accepting of help.
Go ahead and roll again at advantage.
Boop-a-doop-a-doop. All right, let's see. One of those was a natural 20 for a 25.
Nice. You're able to. As soon as you say you're accepting of help, Kane just like walks off, and as soon as he like turns his back, the sand almost regurgitates you, and you kind of get your footing again back on the surface of it, and you're able to walk another 10 feet.
Once I step off, I say, "Look, see, this isn't my first rodeo. I know how this works."
He kind of chuckles.
Tulu elbows Loki and says, "Took you long enough."
Ow, my knee.
All right. They continue to lead you for quite a while, well into the hours of the night. Till eventually they walk up to
Bless you.
the river, and you can hear the raging river. As they approach, Kane takes out his longsword and waves it through the air, and it glows this faint bluish glow. And as he does, you watch as the serpent raises out of the water, but only like a crocodile. It's only like its eyes and its snout peer up out of the water. And he says, "They've passed, master." And you all hear in your minds this gurgling hiss, just, "Very well, they may enter the temple." And he says, "Welcome, child of the star, child of the magician, child of the tower, and child of the moon. Be on your guard while in Dothmir's temple, and take nothing that does not belong to you, or I will eat you as the thieves that you are." And then he just sinks back into the water. And when he does, a bridge made of algae begins to form over the river so that you all can pass. And Kane goes, "Well, Think you all will find what you're looking for just over that way. Just continue about 400 feet down, you'll see the temple. And last I knew, Ronda was there. Don't come crying to me, though, if she tries to kill you. Not saying you can't take it, though. You all seem like you can handle yourself.
Well, why would Ronda try to kill us when we're trying to help her?
He sheathes his sword and starts walking back down the path the opposite direction. He says, "Well," and he's like shouts over his shoulder as he's walking away. He's like, she killed the last ones that Nex sent. She'll probably kill the next ones."
She's probably happy here.
But anyway,
And some degree of safe.
yeah, so he continues away. There's a bridge over the water in front of you. What do you guys do?
Is anybody up for a long rest? We didn't get a long rest.
No, you didn't get a long rest. You guys fought through the night.
Yeah. So
Always the temple.
You think we ought to wait till we get in the temple?
There might be
Okay.
less flying monkeys there.
Okay.
Let's go
We
in the
go
temple.
All right, so you guys continue. You guys continue along the way. Tulu, give me a perception check as you go.
So once we cross the river, I'll reapparate key.
Okay.
7 plus. 3. 10 plus I'm using my inspiration
Okay.
because I never use it. That's a D8.
No, you just roll again. It's an advantage on your roll.
Oh, okay. Oh, that worked. 17 plus 3, 20.
You are able to see a couple thorn hogs muzzling about nearby. You also see a couple of these smaller creatures. They look like kind of like rabbits if rabbits had really long rat tails, and they were like 3 times as fluffy. These like little fluff balls. They scurry around, and with your dark vision, you're able to see them in the night. And their eyes kind of look at you like reflective mirrors. They're like both adorable and terrifying as they kind of scurry past. But,
And when they go past their small creatures, I want to try to communicate with them and just see if there's danger nearby or dangerous people, armed people.
okay. Is that exactly what you say to them?
Yeah.
Okay. In response, you hear, "Yes, there's danger everywhere."
And then I look at them and I say, well, there's danger everywhere. You guys take care. Y'all be careful because y'all are pretty. And we don't want nothing to happen to you. If anything starts happening to you, you come get me and I'll take care of whoever's hurting you.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, they run off. Yeah, you guys continue until eventually you see these large stone temples covered in vines and algae that have grown up over the years. To like get an image in your head, just like think of like Mayan temples is basically what they look like. These like large pyramid-like temples. There's one larger structure and 3 smaller tower-like structures behind it. The towers seem to be really worn, and you can call them ruins rather, because there's like partial towers and like they're corroded and mostly in shambles. But this main temple seems to be intact, just incredibly old, and there's lots of vegetation growing on it.
I guess we start skipping towards it. Skipping.
Okay, you continue, and as you get closer, you can see this large stone doorway that is like partially cracked. These large, about 20-foot doors made of stone, carved with dwarvish runes over the head of it. Whoever can read dwarvish can go ahead. Does anyone have dwarvish?
Are we at the temple?
Okay. Yeah, you guys are like staying outside the temple. Yeah.
I will cast Comprehend Languages.
All right. How long does that last?
1 hour.
All right, cool. Good to know. As you read it, it says, "Rest in peace, fellow brothers." So it says over the doorway in Dwarvish.
All right, I'll recite that.
Well, it says rest in peace. Y'all want me to go in this temple and start doing the talking and find out where Ronda is? I can do it pretty good. I just start walking towards the door.
Okay.
I
As you
go as
do,
well.
okay. You guys approach the doorway. As you do, you can smell a smell that smells kind of like a campfire, but it's not very strong. It's very faint.
Is it coming from within the temple or outside? Do
It's
we
coming
think?
from it's coming from within the temple.
Okay. Is the door shut?
Nope, it's open. This large 20-foot door made of pure stone is open. I'd say they're 20-foot tall, but they're like 30 feet wide. These massive doors, and they're like barely cracked open. But since they're so large, it's about like a 10-foot gap where you're able to walk through.
Just start skipping, doing the skip. Just skipping on in.
All right. As you get inside, you can tell that even though there's lots of vegetation on the outside, for whatever reason, the hall is perfectly clean on the inside. You start walking inside. The floor is made of carved stone, and there's these large pillars of marble that go down either side of this large hallway. These pillars start off roughly about 5 feet in diameter, but like it's almost like an optical illusion because as you look further down the hallway, they get larger and larger and larger in both diameter and height.
I stick my head out and I look at Cloroki. I holler at Cloroki, "Come on in, Cloroki. Don't be scared."
Yeah, I follow him in.
Okay. Does everyone go inside at this point? That's what I'm waiting on.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm going in. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We're all going.
Once everyone's in there, you can be in the temple. Now, this is my second trial with the dynamic lighting. If this is not fun, I'm never using dynamic lighting again, but I'm going to give dynamic lighting one more chance. One more chance, and then after this...
And I can't see.
And you can't see, which is the way it should be. I think I already gave you a torch, didn't I? Let's see. Dynamic lighting for you. It'd be a lot better if my mouse would work. This is being frustrating. Okay. So you don't have dark vision. That's what I did. I gave you dark vision, but you don't have that. I assume you'll light a torch though. Which a torch is 20 feet bright light, 20 feet dim light. We figured that out last time.
I have a scroll of light.
Ooh, neato. What's its brightness and all that jazz?
But I turned to all the magical people and I'm like, oh wait. For some reason it says you can use it as an attack. That's weird. I mean, in BX you can use it as an attack, but I didn't think you could do that in 5e.
Hopefully to blind somebody.
It makes sense. I mean, that's what you could do it. Okay, well anyways, I hold up the scroll and I'm like, maybe Floki, would you like to take a look at this?
Oh, would you trust me to read your scroll there?
And I hand it to him. It's a a spell scroll of light, and it is simply the light cantrip.
Does using it consume the scroll?
Yes.
Can we use a torch for this?
I don't have any torches, interestingly. Does anybody... Oh, I have a lantern, actually. So there's that.
Otherwise, I'm nearly positive. Yeah, I have a torch. I have 10 torches.
Oh, torch
I
it
do
is.
too.
Okay, torches.
I give him my torches, since I believe I have dark vision. I'm like 90%
Alright.
sure I got dark vision.
You should have a torch, and everyone else should have dark vision. Does everyone have the ability to see anything?
I have
I can
Okay.
see now.
Key is also here. If you wanted her to be here, she also has dark vision, so you can send her as a scout too.
I wasn't aware she had dark vision.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? I don't think I have dark vision.
But no, I'll keep her
Oh,
with me,
Jake,
and I'll
can you do
hand
me a
back
favor?
the spell scroll
Yeah.
Can
to
you
Fagrin.
also put like my character visible not just by me but by Mythic M?
Oh yeah, that's probably a good call. Hang on a second, I'll do that in a minute. I'm scratching. I'm scratching Kluroki's dark vision and giving him a torch because I just realized that he doesn't have dark vision either.
Yeah, I don't have dark vision. I thought I did, but I don't.
You don't. You're dragonborn, even though everyone thinks you're lizard folk.
Yeah.
And then we'll go ahead and make that visible to both. Oh. There we go. That should work. Boom. That should fix that problem. All right. Everyone ready to continue?
I march forward confidently.
I
As
start.
Oh, sorry.
I just said it. I'm just going to start whispering, Ronda, Ronda, where are you?
Tulu's voice echoes off the empty halls. Kluroki, as you walk, you hear your footsteps echo down the hallway. The smell of the campfire increases, and as you eventually make your way forward, you find this small campsite, which is made in this intersection of hallways. The hall you were in ends in a door in front of you, and there is an open hallway in either direction.
Fresh does this campfire look?
Give me an investigation check or survival.
I am nope. Okay, I don't know anything.
Okay.
I got.
It looks like a campfire. Yeah, it's a campfire.
I want to like investigate the campsite, take some time
Okay.
to do that, and look through the stuff and see if it gives us any clues about what's going on.
All right.
I
give
will
me-
attempt to stand guard.
Okay. Floki, give me a perception check at advantage because you have 2 sets of eyes. Vagrant, go ahead and give me an investigation check as you search back.
Oh my gosh, and that one. Special.
As you look around, you don't find anything unique or even useful. You do find a journal. The journal is not labeled by to who it belongs, but it basically is a bunch of complaints. It says, "Those darn things took our meat again," and then it says, "Man, I hate this job." And it's like it's dated several days apart, but the most recent complaint was 2 days ago, and it says, "Man, she's feisty. We should get paid more for this." But it's basically just a log of this guy's complaints, or this person's complaints.
I got a 23 on
A 20
perception.
A 23, you hear a very distant and faint sound of something dripping, and also something either snoring or just panting really loud. And you also hear a very faint and distorted sound of something knocking or banging something.
I'd like to send Key towards the snoring sound.
Okay.
Invisible, 20 feet off the ground or so.
Yeah.
Super outside of biting range.
Super outside of fighting range, indeed. All right, so Key is way back here. Key's gonna come up eventually. If my thing would stop lagging, it'd be fantastic. All right, okay, and we'll go ahead and end at 10:45 because I know that we're getting in there. Whatever we don't do, we'll finish then next time. Boom, 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 boom. Key goes towards the sound. She passes a bunch of different statues and stuff, and eventually comes towards the sound that she hears. And she sees on the ground sleeping these weird looking dogs. In fact, as she looks at him, she sees one of them is sleeping and the other one is like licking wounds.
All right, I'll bring her back to me and send her in the direction of the banging, and I'll say to the group, that to our east is two of these dog-looking things. There, one of them's wounded, the other's sleeping.
She goes towards the sound of the banging, and instead she finds this room with a bunch of papers scattered all about. And go ahead and roll again, see if you can tell which direction that is coming from.
All right, that's an 18 with her modifier.
An 18, she looks up ahead and she can see this portcullis, and she flutters through the portcullis. If she can do that because she's a flying little creature. And on the opposite side, she comes in this room where she sees assorted tools and lumber flying about. And she sees this little creature that she doesn't understand, which looks to be doing some type of carpentry.
Right, I don't suppose I recognize it or any of its physical attributes.
You can give me a very difficult nature check.
Oh boy, guess who's great at very difficult nature checks? It's Floki. 17.
17. What you do know is you've never seen anything like it. You have no idea what
Awesome.
this is.
Well, what does it look like?
I'll show you an image because that's
Oh, okay, I zoomed in a bit. It's like an evil rabbit.
it kind of looks like that, yeah. Pretty much evil rabbit.
And are there any exits to that space?
Hang on a second. I was doing something else. Yes, there's a portcullis immediately to her left, where she can actually see another sleeping dog of those same type of creatures. And there also appears to be 3 different doors in this room.
Right, no save. Oh, there he goes, just making back his points from yesterday.
I think that was a call drop. I don't think he meant to leave.
He just said in gen chat that his PC crashed.
Oh no.
Anywho, I'll recall Key to me and say, down this other direction, there's a kind of like a room with cabinets and a portcullis, and past the portcullis is a room with an evil albino rabbit doing carpentry. And that room has doors and another portcullis, and beyond the other portcullis are more dogs.
So you said it was a albino rabbit?
That's what it looked like. It's kind of like weird though.
Oh, I was going to say I can talk to little rabbits
No,
usually.
it didn't seem quite exactly like a rabbit. It was kind of rabbit adjacent. You know, like if you saw it, you'd go, "Oh, that was the rabbit Floki was talking about." You would not go, "Oh, look, a cute rabbit." You know, you get what I'm saying? You're picking up what I'm putting down?
Okay, sure.
All right. Well, this has been a reconnaissance by Floki. Thank you for coming.
So, which way we want to go try to find Ronda?
I would
And
imagine.
I'm sorry, what did that serpent dude tell us? Did he told us not to take anything that didn't belong to us? And what else? Was there something else he told us, or just that?
Let's see. You said,
Take nothing that doesn't belong to you in the temple.
I think that was my takeaway. I don't know. I feel generally insulted every time I talk to him.
Okay.
He is kind of condescending, but
yeah, or I'll eat you.
Yeah, well, I'll eat you.
Yeah, there was the eating us thing.
That's all I remember.
Like the thieves we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really.
So we want to go straight.
Yeah, I think we ought to go through the door. That sounds like
Okay.
a civilized thing.
Okay, this large door up here.
Yeah. I'm going to
Okay.
listen at the door first.
All right, give me a perception check.
Whoops. Oh, I did the wrong thing. But I'll take it. It's a 5, so a 5 plus 2 is 7.
As you listen at the door, you don't happen to hear anything, but as you get close to the door, you notice this is a large metal door. It's ornately carved. You've seen several of these, Fagrin, as the many structures you've been in. You would tell this is one of the dwarvish doors that they use to seal their tombs and such. But yeah, you don't hear anything at the end.
Does it remind me of the places where they had the teleportation circles? Or is that different?
It doesn't remind you of the shrines, no, but it reminds you more of like the tomb that was attached to Aloro's hideout. And you've been in different ones too. I think there's a different one in Wanabe that you've been in, where these shrines are also, or not shrines, but these tombs have these great large golden doors that are sealed. It's like that. It reminds you a lot of that, but it's not golden. It's just ornately carved.
Okay. Does it look like we can open it?
You can try.
Let's try.
All right, go ahead and give me a strength check.
And that's a 5.
Go ahead and roll an advantage because I know Kleroki's going to be helping you.
Yeah.
And it's a 19.
As you and Kleroki kind of put your shoulders into it, you realize that it must be barred because you push against these large, heavy stone doors, and they give way a couple inches, but then they're immediately stopped by another force.
All right, let's check the other way.
Well, if y'all want me to try to get through there, Fagrin, I can probably do it. And if it's bolted on the other side, barred, I can probably unbar it if you want me to try.
I wouldn't want you to get separated from us, Tulu. We don't know what's over there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Not to be the civilized person here, but did you try knocking?
I did not try knocking. I go up to the door and I like...
All right, give me a performance check.
Hello?
And I'll roll on mine as well.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome
okay.
back.
Like, we're turning off right now, and it turned on.
That sucks. Oh, man. I got a 7.
That's right. All you missed is you and Fagrin have gone to the other end of the hall and tried to open the door, and it was barred shut. And now he just tried to knock. You wait for a moment, and you don't hear a response. And all of a sudden, you guys hear the echoed footsteps of creatures walking from this direction.
I didn't see the ping.
Good.
East, west, north, south.
From the direction where Floki said he heard the dogs.
East.
That was 2 directions.
East.
Okay.
And eventually down the hallway, you see this dog approach. It is very large. I'd say it's maybe even twice the size of regular Tulu. Almost like a Great Dane. This creature stands erect like a soldier at attention. And these wisps of like shadow and light come off of its backside as it stands there. It just looks at you. It heard the noise, can't even see what was going on. It just stands almost like a deer in headlights in the other end of the hallway.
It's a pretty dog. I'm gonna go pet it.
I don't think that's the best idea, considering it's like twice as tall as you.
He's a doggy. Doggies are nice.
Not all
Doggies
the
also
time.
eat small people.
Yeah.
I'll wave
Not all
at the
dogs are
hound.
nice.
All right.
This
From
is
a
it.
safe
This
distance.
is it, guys.
Give me a charisma check there, Floki.
Charisma. Alrighty.
Can I pet that dog?
What's a 20 get me?
It just stands there, it does not move. but doesn't snarl.
Do you work here?
It just stands there.
Do you not work here?
What language are you speaking towards it?
Human. Common.
Okay. It just still stands there. Another one comes up beside it.
I speak in Undercommon.
The one, another one shows up. They both turn to Fagrin, and one of them goes, "What'd you say in Undercommon?"
I said, do you work? No, I didn't say that. I said, where are your masters?
You just or replied with a snarl.
If only we had someone who could talk to small animals. Alas, we have no one like that in our party.
But these aren't small animals.
You're making great points. I don't suppose that their growling counts as a language.
I can speak with animals.
Well,
I'm going to use my last first level spell slot. I
Oof.
guess. Cast
Yeah.
speak with animals.
Okay.
Does seem like the time.
And I turned to Fagrin. It's like, what do you want to know about these dogs? I'm like,
well,
nah, I can understand them now.
I think it'd be useful to know if they find us tasty or not, just as a matter of business, just to start out. And
I asked them why they're here. That's what I asked the dogs.
'Cause we're here.
We're getting what we deserve right now.
Hey, Kleroki, tell him I want to pet him.
The small one wants to pet you. Would you bite him if he does that?
Probably.
I turn to two of them, like they'll bite you if you try to pet them. They're not friendly dogs. I turn to them. I'm like, do you know where Ronda is?
Who's Ronda?
yes, that's a no.
Okay, well they don't know who Ronda is.
Is
Do you
Ronda
know-
the builder? Or is Ronda the main one?
Probably
we're-
the mean
we're
one.
People.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, Mason?
Oh yeah.
It's probably the mean one. I copied Fagrin.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, she's here.
Where?
Oh,
Man,
this way.
I feel like I've met dogs like this.
The other one, you can tell this one here is like severely wounded. In a
No.
strange way, similar to the one that or the creatures that you guys fought. But it's not. I guess it's actually more like the creature you guys fought last night. Like there's like a part of its leg is like missing, and there's like just smoke in its place. But he like walks through. Fagrin, this creature literally walks directly through you. Like literally just moves right through you as if it like turns into smoke for a moment and continues to walk this way. And then he stops and looks back at Floki or Kleroki and he says,
Yeah, she's this way.
I also turn to the other one. I'm like, if you come here, I can try and heal you.
this one just goes,
No thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
And then yeah, I start following other ghost dog.
he starts leaning.
Do you have a name? I ask him if he has a name. You
He
ran over
stops. He turns back to you. He says,
I'm Clyde.
here. Clyde. Okay, nice to meet you, Clyde.
Clyde the
Great
ghost
name.
dog.
he stops for a moment and he sits down.
This is the library. Most of the
Uh,
books you can't read anymore.
Clyde the
Okay.
mouth
You can't take
breathing
them.
no-
If you
ghost
take
dog.
them, I'll bite you.
Okay, we won't take the books. I make
You
sure to
can
let
look
everyone know.
though.
Do
If
not
you
take
want to
the
learn,
books.
you can learn.
Okay, we're not.
I'm
taking
not in the
books.
way of education, just in the way of thievery.
Okay. No thieving going on here. Yeah. So you said Ronda was in here somewhere?
Oh
That's-
no,
The mean
she's
one?
this way. She's this way. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I look at the
Uh,
books and see how like old they seem to be. You know,
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
I'm the wrong person to be doing this.
Oh, I can
nat
read.
20.
I would also like to investigate.
All right, you can give me an investigation check.
Boy, I'm so investigative. Am I 19? What's that get me?
Hang on, let me look. I have this table. All right. Fagrin, what'd you get?
Net 20.
Natural 20. And you have a 19. Uh, as you guys are walking, you guys notice several scrolls perfectly intact on the counters. Fagrin, you find several third level spell scrolls, and Floki, you find I'm sorry, it was poison spray, I believe.
Oof.
Poison spray.
I look at the parchment. I look at it back at everybody. I'm not much with the magic like you all are, but looks like there's some powerful stuff here.
The dog doesn't stop as Kuroki asks where it was. He watches, he goes, and like disappears and reapparates on the other side of the doorway. And he goes, she's this way. And he continues walking into the darkness on the other side of the
Attempt
wall.
to quickly open the doorway.
All right, give me a strength check.
I want to try
I'm
to.
strong.
Well, someone else help.
I will help.
Yeah.
Very strong over here.
Okay.
All right. Get a strength check at advantage.
Well, the first one was a dirty 20, and the second one was a 14, so we'll take the dirty 20.
You're able to hold it open, and as you're lifting it up over your head, you can hold it open, but you know as soon as you let go, it'll drop back down.
Alright, I usher everyone quickly through.
All right. You guys might be able to fit through there now.
Quickly now. Okay, and then I'm gonna try and slide through as like I'm letting it go. Like,
All
try and
right.
get on
Do
the
you
other
like
side.
drop it, or do you try to set it down gently?
I try and set it down gently.
You're able to do so with your roll. As you guys kind of make your way this way, this creature immediately stops working as he notices you all walk in, and he just goes, "Meow, hello, hi." And then the dog goes, "Yeah, Ronda's this way," and then he like it disapparates and reapparates on the other side of this doorway.
Open the doorway, or I let Fagrin open it. Who wants to open the doorway?
Is it
I'll-
closed? Can we open it?
It is closed and is indeed locked.
I turn to this guy, and I'm like, could you open the door?
Who, Jizzle? No, Jizzle's not going to open the door. Rhonda's in there.
Yeah, we're trying to find her.
No. Oh. Well, who are you?
My name is Kuroki. These are my companions, Fagrin, Tulu, and Floki. And I point to each of them in turn.
Oh, well, hello.
Hello.
He looks at Tulu.
Oh, that's gross.
He looks at Tulu particularly.
I thought it was like a
steps up-
rabbit thing at first.
He steps off this little stool.
Loki points at the evil rabbit and does eyebrows at everyone else.
He steps off the stool and his little feet like flat against the hard stone floor. And he sees Tulu and he goes,
You. You are.
and he stops talking and he starts speaking in Druidic. He goes,
Well, you are the one of the old ways, yes?
Yes, I am. And you are too, aren't you?
Oh, yes, very much so.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you, too.
and he pulls some fur off of his back, rubs it between his hands, and it starts to create a bit of like green static. And his like where his hand was kind of gross before, it appears to look more regular and gnomish as he reaches out his hand for you.
I reach out my hand.
He shakes your hand. He goes,
It's been a long time since I've met one of our kind. Would you
Me,
have a moment to play a game with me?
absolutely. I love games. Yes, 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 yes.
All right. Surely you are aware of the game of Tiger's Lashes.
Well, I've got a bad memory. Sometimes I forget. I probably played it before, but I can't remember.
"Yeah, I bet you have." So I'm gonna go ahead and send you the rules of Tiger's Lashes because this is definitely a game that Tulu would know very well. So I'm gonna go ahead and send you this game over Discord. Probably that's probably the best way to do it.
While
You could,
while they're having this
yeah.
conversation, I would like to lean over to Kluroki and say, they're talking about you.
I wouldn't doubt it.
So yeah, as you guys are conversing about this game, Tulu, the dog, just the first over there. So are you all going to stand there and wait for Tulu to have his conversation with this creature? Or are you going to try to open the door?
No, I'm gonna
Just
tell
gonna
Fagin.
knock on the
Look,
door.
yeah, Ronda's in there, and then
As you knock on the
You
door,
open.
you just hear a reply of a "Who?" Kuroki, you would actually, the bark would actually sound like a "Yeah, I'm here."
it's like, well, the thing is, like, is the door locked? Can we open the door? But it's
yeah,
locked, right?
I can't open that. He says.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is locked.
Is Rhonda in there?
Hang on. Yeah, she's here.
All right. Could you try and get her to open the door for us, please?
No,
Okay. Thank you for your help, Clyde.
you're
I'll
welcome.
knock to the tune of Who Let the Dogs Out.
All right, give me a performance check.
All right. Boy, I can perform. Boy, can I, apparently. What's a 20 get me?
You hear you open that door, I'm firing this cannon.
I step over here.
I will say, somewhat loudly so that I can convey through the door. You make a convincing argument. The lock was pretty good too, but you both, through your powers combined, convinced me. Hello.
What do you want?
I'm looking for a Ronda.
Good luck.
Thanks, I need it, apparently. It's really difficult.
Yeah, I heard she's pretty clever.
Seems to be. I mean, the temple is like an ingenious hiding spot, because it's hard for you to get to it if you're, like, disreputable, you know? And so I'm under the impression disreputable people are after her. So if they got... It'd be pretty difficult for them to get this far, you know?
Yeah. What's your point?
My point is, I got here successfully. And I would like to converse with Rhonda, who I have no desire in the slightest to harm. Do you know where she is?
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh boy, I can persuade. Laughing. What's a 7 get me?
There's a pause. And then you hear a very familiar sound of a cannonball being loaded into a cannon.
I would like to step so that I'm not in the door's way if it were to come off its hinges.
Okay.
And Tulu's like, I heard about this Ronda woman. I've heard she's both beautiful and so smart, and she's just a pleasure to be around. I heard she's an awesome lady. I would really like to talk to a lady like that that's so smart. Maybe I could learn something from a woman like that.
Yeah, she is great. She's also cursed.
I was actually trying to talk to the lady in the...
You're trying to like raise your voice so she could hear you too.
Yeah.
All right, give me a persuasion check again.
Not good. 6.
You hear it's like another pause for a moment, and you hear, "How many of you are out there anyway?"
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus the locals.
Oh, looks like I have enough for each of you then.
We don't want any, actually. Thank you. I appreciate the offer.
Oh, please, I insist.
Rhonda,
Well,
listen.
who am I to say no to a lady? But no.
Well, let's just tell her who sent us here to find her. We
Oh,
tell them
Not,
we're not working.
no,
You're
no,
just
Yeah.
no.
Rhonda, my name is Captain Fagrin. We're from the north. We were sent here to find you. There are a lot of people in Clangton that care about you. Something is happening. We first came here because we thought you might be in danger as well. So we began to learn new things about this island, about Clangton and its people. But as time has gone on, it's clear there's something wrong. And we need your help.
And Timothy is a friend of ours. Do you remember Timothy?
There's a long pause and a delay. And you hear reluctantly, Chisel, let them in. And Chisel is like,
Oh, yes. Okay, Ronda. All right.
and he goes over and he moves all of his tools around and finds the large key and then waddles back over to the doorway.
You
And-
could have told us, Jizzle. Okay.
She has a cannon.
He says as he's holding it. He looks over his shoulder as he's approaching the door. He looks over his shoulder. He looks at Tulu and goes,
You will play with me, though, right?
You betcha.
Fantastic.
and he goes ahead and he opens the door. Oh, nope. Moving the hole. Let's see if I can do this. Try again. I just want to move the door, not the entire structure. Boom, ba, boom. Yeah, we're just gonna move the whole thing. That's gonna
He accidentally fires.
No, it doesn't accidentally fire.
It purposely fires.
Actually, I don't think there's any reason to keep this anymore.
Ah!
So let's just go ahead and turn that off, and then you guys can just see everything because it's not gonna matter.
The dynamic lighting was great, Jay. Thanks for
It was
doing
fine.
it.
It was fine for a while.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
Oh wow.
so yeah, she opens the door, and there's an entire ship in here.
Oh, crap.
As you guys make your way through, as you open the doorway, you can see literally the entire ship, and you see the blue paint on the side, exactly as Nick described the Barracuda. And aboard the ship, you do indeed see this red-haired woman standing proud behind a large cannon on the top deck, and she says, "Well, you made it. I'm here." Now,
I immediately stepped outside of the firing line of the cannon,
all right.
so it's not pointed at me. Because I'm
You-
still not convinced.
You hear her shout out, "Now, convince me again why I shouldn't fire this at you."
I cast Mage Hand
Let's
and take
not-
out the locket I got from Mohide
Okay.
and take it over to her.
She grabs
And I
it.
say, Mohide gave me that. He said that you're good people. For whatever it's worth, I think he thinks I'm good people too.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm Rhonda. No charades about it. She steps off of the boat, grabbing a rope and sliding down. She comes over to meet you guys. You can see she stands tall and proud, and she has this almost polished plate armor. And she says, "Well, now that you found me, what are you gonna do?" And that's where we're gonna end the session.
I was gonna go shake her hand. That's what I was gonna go do.
All right, you go ahead and shake her hand.